Hey everybody, and we're back. We are back. Hello, hello. Y'all know I got $50 I have to take out before I come get on live. So hi everyone. Hey Jazz. Hey Ebony. Hey Summer. So y'all, I went past Gonzalez today. I couldn't remember if that's where we stopped or not. Gonzalez's cross, but I'm gonna start right at the end of his cross because again, they bring up Young and Ace. So we're going to start there. And then we have Davion's attorney, Detective Ramos, is still on the stand. I don't know who else is going to testify today because I did stop. When we stopped, I did stop. I think I watched a little of no, I'm sorry. I'm lying. I watched a little of Gonzalez's cross. That's why we don't have to do that. Hey Ronnie, we don't have to do all that. So we're gonna start with this last question. He actually sat down. Then he came back up and said, wait a minute, I have another question. And his question, he's going to bring up Young and Ace.
Clothes are sold that way as a fashion statement, correct?
What's making it unique is the combination and on what body and who's involved in this investigation, the totality.
And let me just say this about Detective Ramos. Gonzalez, you could try, but he was not going. Did you hear him? Yeah, these are fashionable jeans, but what sticks out is the person who's involved in this case, their body type, and what they have on. Not worried about the jeans all over the world. I'm worried about what this person had on. I said, I know that's right.
Okay. If you're asking specifically about one article, one pair of pants,
I am.
Yes, one pair of pants are not unique.
Okay. Well, they would be unique if potentially pants weren't sold that way.
Sure. When we're talking about the rip shirt. Yes.
And as I recall, we don't have these pants, correct? They weren't located in a car or in a home, or they weren't on Mr. Murphy at any particular time, correct? And the rest of the clothing that we talk about is going to be black hoodie, mask, boots, and these pants, correct?
The black hoodie, the belt, the tight black pants tucked into the military style boots. Yes.
That is a common dress in its entirety for people that are in the rap scene, whether it be music, being in music, or just clothing in general. Would you agree with me?
Do some people wear all black? Yes.
Well,
exactly.
But would you think it is more?
Let me tell you something. Detective Ramos is not new to this, baby. He is true to this. He wants him to say that what Rashad had on is normal streetwear for a rapper. He said people wear all black, but people don't wear all black with ski masks on and military boots. Bye.
Common, and it's a repetitive type of circumstance when you're talking about the rap scene.
It sure was in the Do It video.
Okay. And let me show you the Do It video, just because I want to make sure I understand.
Sure.
In the
Gonzalez is trying. He's trying. Hey, Claudia.
And just to move it around so we'll see it at different spaces. This Do It video, one of the individuals in this Do It video actually is wearing a mask, a hoodie, gloves, black hoodie, and jeans that have rips or tears in them, correct?
I'm not sure about rips or tears, but yes, he's wearing all black. My understanding is that's probably like a uniform for the Do It's.
Okay, and I guess it's in obviously it's in evidence, and obviously we can all see it at one point in time or another.
Sure.
But are you suggesting to me that you're not sure that what this portrays in those jeans are not rips in them?
I have not studied this video as well as I have the Walmart and the homicide scene video, so I wouldn't be able to tell you if they're rips. I mean, it does look like there's some lines in the pants. There could be rips, sure.
Okay, understood. Thank you, Detective. I don't have any further.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Sonardi.
Yeah, because go sit down. Go sit down, baby.
Good afternoon, Detective.
Good afternoon, sir.
Cell phone data specifically was important in your investigation, right?
Yes.
More so because you rely on it, because most of the time people carry their cell phones on them, right? So it's a good indicator of location for a person.
Yes, I believe, we believe that the cell phone's an extension of the body. Most people carry cell phones with them.
All right. And so you didn't have an actual device for Davion Murphy, correct?
And we didn't have a physical device for anyone except for Rashad.
Okay. Nonetheless, though, you were able to obtain CDR records
Correct.
for Davion Murphy, correct?
Correct.
All right. You used those records throughout your investigation to ultimately conclude that he traveled from Jacksonville down to Tampa, correct?
Yes.
And throughout that, you concluded that he traveled with Rashad Murphy and Chevy Cruz.
Correct.
Okay. As it relates to the CDR records, I know you had made mention that there was some gaps. Typically, though, that's normal, correct? It's not that the CDR records don't track continuously cell phone data. Is that accurate to say?
Sometimes it's normal to see gaps missing, sure.
A good example would be if I'm making a call on, say, Instagram or Snapchat, some other app, it's not going to track via on CDR records, correct?
Yeah, specifically when it comes to call details, right? Yes, correct. That's just text messages and calls through the provider's network. If you're talking through WhatsApp, if you're talking through Instagram, if you're talking through any other endless amount of apps, that would not be tracked on CDRs, correct?
Right. And based on the CDR records that you had obtained for Davion Murphy, those were only for a certain time frame, correct? From June 20th to June 24th of 2024?
Correct.
Okay. And that only tracked him for coming from Jacksonville to Tampa and then back to Jacksonville, correct?
Correct.
You had also testified as it relates to the timing advance records. What's the difference between timing advance and CDR?
Timing advance is providing more accurate data on the device itself. It's measuring the distance between your device and the tower and gives an approximate GPS location for where the device itself is at versus the GPS location for the tower.
So there may be times where you could have CDR records with no timing advance with no CDRs, or maybe nothing, correct?
Yes, correct.
And throughout your investigation, because you didn't have a device, you had to rely on the CDR records, inclusive of other evidence such as LPR surveillance for Davion Murphy to conclude where he was at around certain time periods, correct?
Correct.
Right. And based on those CDR records and other evidence, you did at some points place him at the Airbnb, correct?
Yes.
Throughout your investigation, you had ultimately concluded that Rashad Murphy had left a phone in Jacksonville.
Correct.
All right. Did you further conclude that at points there was communications with Rashad Murphy's cell phone from Davion Murphy's cell phone based on those CDR records?
Yes, from the CDRs, we were able to see some lines of communication from Davion's phone in Tampa to Rashad's phone left in Jacksonville.
Bear with me here. Now, I want to direct your attention to a specific time that you had indicated that there was no cell phone CDR records for Davion Murphy's device on June 23rd. Let's see if I can pull it up here. Between the hours of 5:54 UTC and 9 UTC, so about 1:54 in the morning to about 5 in the morning. I'm going to show you now what's been marked as State's Exhibit 74D. Starting with the first page of the CDR records. Can you identify to the jury, kind of explain what the key is at the top of the table as it relates to the calling number and the dialed number?
Yes, so at the top, you'll see date, time, duration, call type. Those are all bits of information. You want me to differentiate just between the calling number and the dialed number?
Yes.
Okay, so the dialed number would be the person, obviously the calling number is the person making the call, and then the dialed number is the number that they dialed.
And then there's further indication under direction, incoming, outgoing. That's going to explain that to the jury.
The direction.
Okay. So outgoing would mean that that person, the T-Mobile carrier, is making the call to another number. Incoming means another number is calling this T-Mobile carrier.
Correct.
Incoming means another number is calling this T-Mobile carrier.
Correct.
Looking specifically at the date of June 23rd, 2024, between the hours of, it's in UTC, but 5:54, 59 UTC, which would be 1:54 Eastern Standard, correct?
I'm sorry, where am I looking?
Let's see, 5:54, 59, 6:23.
Yeah, so that would be 1:54 Eastern Standard, Sunday the 23rd, correct?
And that was an outgoing call?
Yes, from Davion's phone to Rashad's phone, yes.
And then the next activity would be at 5 a.m. on that same date, or I'm sorry.
Yes, so it jumps from 1:54 to 5 a.m., correct?
Right. And SMS is a text message?
Yes.
And the next incoming call, which means that would be someone else calling the carrier, Davion Murphy. Was that from that same number?
Yeah, Rashad Murphy's phone in Jacksonville appears to be calling Davion's phone at 5:03 a.m. on the 23rd, correct?
Based on your investigation, are you aware of any relationship between Davion Murphy and Charmaine Steiger?
Oh, between Davion and Charmaine, I'm not sure. No.
Would you have any reason to believe that Davion Murphy would have a reason to call Charmaine Steiger?
I can
He
speculate.
with her dude.
Well,
Come
based on your investigation, would it be fair to say that you believe, based on that CDR record, that was Rashad Murphy using that cell phone at that time, calling Charmaine?
No.
At 5 in the morning,
that
it
could've
could
been
be Rashad using Davion's phone to call Charmaine. Sure.
And what about at about 1 in the morning, 1:54?
At 1:54, again, at this point, they haven't left the Airbnb yet. So sure, it could be Rashad again using Davion's
that's
phone to
what
call
it
Charmaine.
Between those two times, there's no activity as far as location that actually indicates that Davion Murphy left the Airbnb. Is that correct?
There's data missing
Video.
between 1:54 and 5. Correct. We have no timing advance or cell site data between 1:54 and 5.
So the only data you have is 1:54 at the Airbnb and 5 in the morning still at the Airbnb. Is that correct?
Yes.
You can't testify as to what would cause such a gap in data definitively.
Definitively, no. There's multiple reasons why that data could be missing.
Would it be far easier to determine what could have caused that if you had the actual device?
Oh, if I had the physical device, yes.
Look,
it would
you
show
have
us
it?
Power down, power on logs. Sure.
Sure. And if you had the actual device, there's a number of things that tells you, especially with iPhones, heart rate, if it's linked to health, power
Sure.
on, power off,
Airplane mode. Yeah, of course. Yes.
But you can't obtain that information from CDR records.
I do not have, no, of course, no, I can't. Without the physical device, I have none of that information.
Okay, we don't have the phone, but we have him on video. Come on now.
You had conducted a subpoena for Mr. Murphy's iCloud. Is that correct? You were
Yes.
able to obtain a return,
Davion Murphy's iCloud, yes.
and you had testified that there wasn't really any messages in the iCloud return. Is that correct?
Yeah, the best I can recall, there was no messaging backed up, at least in the relevant time period.
Usually with cell phones, if there's communication from one end, a message is sent to another device or iMessage. If you don't have it on one end, is it fair to say that it may be available on another person's iCloud or device?
If they're both iPhones, both operating on the iCloud, you might be able to find it on somebody else's iCloud, yes. But if they're both iPhones and iClouds, you wouldn't see that line of communication in CDRs from the cell phone provider.
No, but on the iCloud returns, you would.
Yeah.
Correct.
Correct. So if Davion didn't back up his messaging, but he messaged somebody who did back up their messaging, we would be able to see it on that backup. Correct.
So a good example would be if there was communication between Davion Murphy and Isaiah Chance. He didn't have anything on Davion Murphy's end on his iCloud, but you did have a backup of Isaiah Chance's. Would you have been able to see those messages possibly?
Possibly, if Isaiah Chance were to back up his messages for the relevant time.
Right.
Okay. Were you able to see any messages between Davion and any of the defendants on any of the other Apple iCloud returns?
Isaiah's wasn't backed up for that time period, and we didn't see any messaging from Davion to Sean or Alicia.
I'm going to show you. It's already been admitted as State's Exhibit 134. Based on the iCloud return, you had testified that there was a saved favorite of the Bill Belichick photo to the iCloud. Is that fair to say for Davion Murphy?
Yes, there was a Bill Belichick search and an image saved onto Davion Murphy's iCloud in his images. Yes.
I'll show you 134C, the Bill Belichick photo. All right. You are not aware of any social media that Davion Murphy has. Is that fair to say?
I was never able to identify a social media account for Mr. Davion Murphy. Correct.
There's been a lot of focus on Instagram, but inclusive of Instagram, there was no other social media that you were able to obtain, whether it be Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, Twitter, X, none of that?
For Davion, no.
Okay. You had testified that you believe that Rashad was using Davion's device. Is that fair to say?
The evidence on the phone would suggest that, the Bill Belichick photo, sure.
Right, because that wasn't uploaded to any social media that Davion Murphy had because he didn't have any, right? That you were able to find.
Correct.
All right, and that was actually uploaded to what you believe to be Rashad Murphy's Instagram. Correct.
Correct.
Now showing you State's Exhibit 134D. This is a photo that was in the iCloud return for Davion Murphy. Can you read it to the jury?
Thanks to everyone for all the congratulations. To everybody else, stay in your lane. Again, happy G-Day, Corbin. I love you, my N-word. Long live Suge, long live Fabs, long live Leaky, long live Gunna K.
Zoom out a little bit. On this specific photo, there's no date, there's no tag as to an Instagram username or any other social username. There's nothing. You can't determine if this is a screenshot.
There might be a date associated to the image itself, but there's no way to tell. Yeah, there's no. I don't know if this was posted to social media or not. I don't see any Instagram markings or Facebook or anything like that.
Again, you weren't able to discover any social media for Davion Murphy.
I'm not able to say that he could have a social media account that I never found, but I never found a social media account that I could attribute to him.
A moment to confer, Your Honor.
Yes.
When you did the extraction on Darius Fizzle's device, you had made mention of the biometrics of the unlocking of the phone, correct?
Yes.
Are you aware that you're allowed to have more than one Face ID active on an iPhone at a time?
I'm aware that iPhone allows you to have up to 2, although it's not very common. Yes.
Okay. But nonetheless, that could have been possible, correct?
In theory, yes.
And it doesn't specify who the actual face is that's unlocking it. Like there's not a screenshot of a face once it unlocks with the biometrics each time, correct?
On the biometric logs, you don't know if there is 2 profiles, which face was used, correct? Again, there was a culmination of other evidence to determine that it was Mr. Beals' face.
Thank you, Detective.
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Wise.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
All right, I'm trying to get some technology working here.
Now I've been waiting to see what he's going to ask, baby, because his client is just in a world of mess.
All right, so Detective, I want to go back over to start a little bit about these phone records again.
Sure.
And I am showing you now what is in Estate 76. And to start, I have slide 3 of 76 up.
Is it 76 or 77?
I'm sorry, 77.
77.
So timing advance records we've heard a lot about. And I want to go back, talk a little more generally about how cell towers work. We see in slide 3 of 77 here, this azimuth, basically it's showing 120 degree, 1/3 of a circle jutting out from the bottom of this would be a cell tower, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. And basically the way cell towers work is they have 3 sectors, right?
Correct.
And whether we're talking CDRs or timing advance, one thing we can pretty accurately determine from any phone record is the direction the phone would be from the tower if it's hitting one of those 3 sectors. And that question might not have made a lot of sense. But to give an example here, one thing we can pretty confidently determine is this phone, because it's hitting the northern sector of the tower, is going to be somewhere in this area, correct?
For the most part, yes.
There's once in a while there can be a very rare instance where a phone could even be connecting to that sector and maybe be just to the south of the tower. That's
Sure.
pretty rare, right?
Yeah, it's more rare. I mean, in theory, like if, let's say you were behind a solid cinder block wall and just a directional, maybe a different sector would be powering that, or even up to a different, whole different tower. You know, just it's rare, but in general, pointing towards a direction, sometimes not.
Right. And now timing advance records, they give an estimate of the time that it's taking the phone to actually connect to the tower, correct?
Correct. So the big cone is the sector, and then the 2 bands and those circles, that's the estimated distance from the device to the tower.
Right. So this one that I'm moving, and I don't know if the
Yeah, I can see it.
is,
Yeah.
so that's the distance from the tower all the way across the sector, right?
Correct.
Now, sometimes, and I think this is what we have here with the circle, sometimes the phone companies can triangulate based on other towers and give an estimated, more specific location, right?
Yes.
And that's what we have with the circle here.
Correct.
Right?
The circles are the cell phone provider's approximation of where the actual physical device itself is at.
And when we have that approximation, the cell companies usually give some kind of range as far as how accurate they think that location approximation is, right?
Yes, sir.
And it varies depending on the cell company, right?
Correct.
And AT&T in particular, which I believe Mr. Gathright's phone was subscribed to, AT&T gives a threshold where they say it's likely within this distance. Right?
AT&T is definitely not as precise as T-Mobile. Yes.
Yeah, T-Mobile, right.
So this is
AT&T
Alicia's is T-Mobile.
Okay, hers is T-Mobile. So that's why, because we saw a lot more time in advance, I think. On
Oh
hers.
yeah, we got a lot more for Alicia because hers was specifically T-Mobile.
Okay. So for instance, AT&T, like Mr. Gathright's was, there when they give an estimate, they give a likely within X number of meters.
So there's a strength and a distance. So like you're talking about like low, medium, high,
Right.
and then the meters associated to low, medium, high approximation. Yes, sure.
Yes. And some of those, when you get the AT&T,
And see, why is he wanting to sit here and argue about the strength of the cell phone signal when we see him on camera? We see the man on camera. Like, this is his attorney will do things like this. He finds one little thing and he just wants to pick at it as if there isn't a mountain of evidence against his client. So I guess now we're going to look, the cell phone data isn't accurate.
records. In some extreme instances, it can be likely within 50 meters. On the other end of the spectrum, sometimes it's likely within 2,500 meters. Correct.
So what we see typical common is in dense urban areas where there's a lot of infrastructure and residential housing, there's more towers. So in those dense urban areas, the distances would likely be shorter to a tower. If you were in a rural area out in the middle of nowhere and the nearest tower is a mile away, 2 miles away, yes, that distance could be very large.
Now, I'm talking about who prepped him? Who prepped Detective Ramos?
When AT&T provides the data to you, when they're actually estimating a specific location as opposed to just a tower that it's hitting, AT&T actually provides a location accuracy estimate. Do they not?
I believe so, an estimate, yes.
And that estimate can range anywhere from likely better than 50 meters to likely better than 2,500 meters. Does that sound familiar?
That sounds familiar, sure.
And that can be anywhere from, sometimes it may be likely better than 200 meters, likely better than 500 meters. But that's all information that AT&T provides when they give timing advance. Is that right?
Yes.
Now, you mentioned earlier, I believe, that the formula that AT&T uses are not necessarily AT&T, but the formula that the phone companies use are kept for proprietary reasons.
Yes.
Correct? And that's something I assume you've learned about in the classes you've taken.
Yes.
These companies are not keeping records, the records we've talked about, timing advance, call detail records. They're not keeping them for law enforcement purposes, right?
Not generally. It's for their own purposes.
It's for them to try to maximize coverage area and maximize profits in the end, right?
Yes. Correct.
But sometimes when the records are available, law enforcement can subpoena them.
Correct.
One thing, though, about these records, specifically timing advance, the algorithms that the companies use to estimate these locations, they do not make those public, right?
No, proprietary. They keep them hidden. So I imagine a competitor wouldn't be able to steal their method.
Exactly. They're trade secrets, basically.
Trade secrets, yes, correct.
And because of that, we don't know what the error rate is for the algorithm they're using, right?
Definitively, sure, I guess.
I mean,
we don't know.
And in the end, we really have no way of double checking their formula because we don't know what the formula is, right?
If we were relying only on the cell phone data, sure, I mean, there's room for error.
Right. Come on.
And that kind of gets into the next topic I want to cover. Sure. So I'm going to jump ahead to I believe this is slide 27 of Exhibit 77. And and this again is a map you prepared, correct?
Yeah, this is from Sean Gathwright's data, cell site data.
And earlier I had a something down here where I could jump ahead, so I may have to.
Yeah, I know he's going to stay on these records because he
this
he
catch
can't
up.
pull up the videos.
Like I had. That's right.
Now, what is he doing?
I just have to wait a moment. This worked very well before.
Poor Sean. I don't know where that boy got lost, but he is lost. Okay. Is that what he's trying to do, Aaron?
You can see how you testified, but
Yes.
we discussed that's not just one, right?
Yes, correct.
Truth 18 is right off Bush, right?
Correct.
This is McKinley, I believe, runs right next to where it's kind of below the circles, but the homicide scene is right here, correct?
Yes,
And that's basically Fowler and McKinley, correct?
correct.
And is McKinley also 40th Street?
40th, correct.
Okay, so it's called 40th Street in this map. It runs right next to the homicide scene, just to the west of Truth 18, right?
Yes.
Maybe just as relative, but it's basically.
That's the first major street west of Truth 18.
And then again, and I think we discussed this last time too, but if McKinley were to keep going, Airbnb would basically be off McKinley as well, right?
Yeah, almost a straight shot.
But north of Fowler is the USF campus, right?
Correct.
And McKinley does not cut through USF, right?
Correct.
So to get between the Airbnb and the homicide scene, really the best route would be come down to Fletcher and either go over to Bruce B. Downs or over to 56 or one of the other roads that would cut directly through USF and then cut to the homicide scene on Fowler, right?
From the Airbnb to the scene or from
Yes,
the scene to the Airbnb?
Either way.
Either way, yeah. I mean, in theory, you could go through the USF campus. Probably not ideal at that time of night, but most people would likely take one of the major thoroughfares, Bruce B. Downs, or go down 56 or one of those other roads just west of 56.
Okay. Now, this point where we have this stopped, we have locations from timing advance, and the circles again are timing advance, right?
Correct.
Okay. And then the azimuths are called detail records, right?
Correct.
And we have, between the two, we have different location data that spans really from 4:26 a.m. to about 4:40 a.m. Is that right?
Correct.
And specifically here, we see at 4:26, there is a timing advance that's actually down off of Bush, closer to Teasers really than any of the other locations at issue, right?
Yes.
And then again, the homicide is taking place between 4:38 and 4:39, correct?
Correct.
And 4:39, the phone is hitting, this hit at 4:39 a.m. is on the north side of a tower just to the south of Fletcher, correct?
That tower is being lit up on, looks like the USF campus.
Yeah, and that's, and that encompasses the Airbnb as well, right?
It's pointing towards the Airbnb,
Right,
yes.
sure. We don't necessarily know what tower is covering any area at any given point, right?
Correct.
But the Airbnb is on the north side of this tower sector, right?
Correct.
Now, to be fair, around that time, there are also hits down around the area of the homicide, right?
Yes.
But we have even 4:31 within a few minutes of the homicide. There's one already hitting all the way down here close to Truth 18, correct?
Yeah, so, yes, 4:31:40. So what you have after they leave Truth 18, it appears that the device goes west towards Nebraska, 4:26, comes back, then goes north on 40th, 4:31, ultimately arriving at the homicide scene around 4:34, and then leaving after that, after 4:40.
But the problem with that, though, is we have a hit at 4:40 here to the south of the homicide scene, and at 4:39 we have a hit up here to the north where the Airbnb is.
Yeah,
correct?
but you also have a
It's the fact that we're going to argue these cell phone records, which we know are not accurate, when we have video evidence. Like this is, I mean, if I'm a lawyer, this is probably the smartest thing to do, is to try to hit that. And this would be great if we didn't also have video.
4:39 down at the right. So again,
Sure.
both of those hits are the exact same time, and that other tower is pointing right at the homicide scene. Again, it's going off the signal of strength. So could you hit off a tower that's further away if that has a stronger signal at that second? Yes. So it looks like for that specific hit, 4:39:39, there's two towers servicing that specific hit, and one of those is pointing right at the homicide scene.
Well, it is, but we have the most northern hit on that map is on the north side, the north sector of that northernmost tower, correct?
That's what it appears, yes.
And then let's jump ahead just a couple more minutes. Now we've jumped ahead to a span that covers 4:39 to 4:49. It looks like, is that correct?
Some of these hits are still on there because of the fade. You got to count for the fade.
Account for the fade.
Yes.
Okay. But in this one at 4:49, we've got a tower hit over here
Correct.
to the east of even Truth 18 and far to the north, correct?
Yes, at this point, by 4:48, 4:49, it would indicate that likely the device is northbound on 56 towards Fletcher, sure.
But at the same time, 4:52, which is again after the homicide, there's also a hit down here to the south that's basically back by Truth 18, correct?
We can I don't see it here, but sure.
Okay, well, is there the southernmost one on your, or the bottommost on the
I
map?
see. Okay, yeah,
445,
444 to
right?
445. I don't see 452.
Oh, I may have misspoken. 444 and 445, we've got hits down here to the south.
Correct.
Right. Oh,
Yeah, they
sorry,
could have driven
again.
south after the homicide, made a left, and then gone back north on 56.
Okay.
That would account from 445 all the way to 449.
Possible, sure.
Sure.
And we have, again, now 452, there
Closer
are
to the
hits
Airbnb.
actually to the north of the Airbnb, right?
Correct. Yes.
And to the west now, right? This is now west of Bruceby Downs, correct?
Yes.
But then within,
Why?
again, 7 minutes of that, there's a hit 445 all the way down by Bush, back again by Truth 18. That's the one we just talked about, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. Yeah.
And again, now we see 449, which is again within 3 minutes of this hit to the north of the Airbnb. We have hits all the way over here between McKinley and almost to 56th Street, right?
I see 459, 59, 450. I mean, sorry, 449, 59, and 449, 20 hits in the area, general area of 56 between Fletcher and Fowler.
Right. Within 3 minutes of the hits that are now over here to the west of Bruceby Downs.
Yes, that's what it says.
He has explained so many times that your phone can bounce off of several towers. So this is like beating a dead horse to me. The man is on camera. He's caught with all of the weapons. And I know he's a lawyer, y'all. He has to do his job. But like, why you got to just pound it? Like, stop.
Let me,
Like, Aaron, he's the one you actually knew who he was.
things we heard about from the phone records and whatnot. You testified about a text message that was in Mr. Gathright's phone from Rashad Murphy on June 6th, correct? And I know you talked about a lot. It's the
Yes,
one after
Rashad
this.
Murphy messages Sean Gathright on June 6th to tell him, bro, we got bigger things to worry about. Correct. Yes, I'm aware of what
That's
you're
the one.
referencing. Yes.
And it's your belief that that is related to the Spaces conversation that we also heard about.
Yes, it appears that Mr. Chance is having an episode online that he's publicly broadcasting on Instagram and Twitter Spaces, and that drove enough concern for Mr. Murphy to message Gathright to try to get a hold of Isaiah.
Right, that's the theory.
Yes,
Mr. Gathright's not part of the Spaces conversation, right?
not that I'm aware of.
And Mr. Chance in that Spaces conversation, he's actually talking to Charles Jones, correct?
Yes,
It's actually, in fact, the concern, the believed to be concern, is what Chance is saying to Charles Jones himself, right?
the theory on the concern is that Mr. Chance is drawing attention to himself when they've got something bigger planned.
Right. And that's and in fact, Charles Jones actually even says something to Chance about I got bigger fish to fry, right? In that Spaces conversation.
I'm aware that the bigger fish to fry statement was made. I can't recall exactly at this time who made that statement.
Well, they both, right? Charles Jones says it in Spaces to Chance, right? And then in this text from Rashad Murphy to Mr. Gathright, he says something about we got bigger things to deal with, something like that, right?
Not specifically fish, but yes, bigger things to deal with.
But and when he says bigger, he's referring back to an actual conversation with Charles Jones.
I don't know.
What?
That's not the theory on the messaging that he's specific. Are you saying that are you implying that Rashad Murphy is specifically referencing Charles Jones'
What I'm saying
bigger fish
is
to fry comment?
it's your belief that the text about bigger fish is in direct response to the conversation that Chance is having with Charles Jones himself.
That text is in reference to Isaiah Chance posting a lot during that time period on social media, drawing attention to himself,
Okay. So you don't think it was about the Charles Jones conversation?
amongst other things. That
I
he's
don't
posted.
know what you're
Yes,
talking
that was the biggest thing going on.
Now, I think you covered this previously, but the teasers show in Tampa, in fact, any of the activities going to go on in Tampa is not announced until June 14th,
That is our understanding. Yes,
8 days before this text message from Rashad Murphy to Mr. Gathright.
correct.
Similarly, the pool party, and I think this was covered some before, but to kind of put some other evidence in context, June 21st, the pool party is being announced. It's going to happen between 4:30 and 5 until we're done, right?
I don't want to get this confused because I know it can be confusing. There is two separate parties. There's one on the 21st and there's one on the 22nd. Specifically, the pool party was on the 22nd.
Right.
I am not aware if they had a pool or for the party on the 21st.
Yeah, and my question was probably confusing. What I'm saying is on June 21st, when Charles Jones is posting about it, he's saying on June 21st that the pool party that we're going to have in the future, that's going to be from 4:30 to 5 until we're done.
Again, he posts on the 21st about a pre-party on the 21st. That was not the pool party.
Okay.
He then posts again on the 22nd about a pool party. That was the pool party.
Okay, and that one also
Two separate parties.
was going to be 5 to 6 o'clock.
So, yes, I believe both days he planned the party before and after.
And teasers, when it was announced, as we saw on the flyers, was supposed to be between 8 p.m. and 3 a.m. correct?
Yes, on June 22nd, correct.
So the screen record for Mr. Gathright's phone that we watched, that is taking place when teasers was already supposed to be going on, correct?
That is taking place after 8 p.m., yes.
And then the text messages we saw with Kyla Enright, I believe it is, those are taking place starting at about 1:30 in the morning, I think. Is that right?
Yes, I believe 1:24 to
Again,
something, somewhere in that range.
long after teasers was supposed to have started, correct?
There was a wide range given, 8 p.m. to 3 a.m. My understanding, it's very common that the headliner doesn't show up till close to the end.
And now, I think you testified that you believe that the fat boy person who's being texted about is Xavier Edwards.
That is the belief.
You gave a deposition in this case back in January, right?
Back then, yes.
And it was on video, right?
What was that?
The deposition.
Yeah, no, I didn't have an idea who Fat Boy was in January, correct?
You sure didn't, right? Because in January, when we had that deposition,
Here's the thing, child. Whether we know who Fat Boy is or not, the text said, text Fat Boy and try to get the Airbnb location. Like, sir, sit down.
I was under oath with all the attorneys there. I asked you on page 202, line 25, going into page 203.
Yeah, he just said that he agreed he didn't know stuff.
Exactly. So what are you doing?
January, you did not think Xavier Edwards was Fat Boy.
To this day, I can't definitively tell you who Fat Boy is. In January, I had no idea. Now, the belief is it might be Xavier Edwards, but I don't know who Fat Boy is definitively. There could be another Fat Boy with
Now what?
but a handful of gentlemen at that party.
Now what?
You also testified in this case back in October, correct?
Yes.
And at that time, you didn't know of anyone who was at the party who went by the name Fat Boy, right?
Why
My
are we stuck
testimony is
here?
reflecting that I don't know if there was a Fat Boy at the party or not. I didn't say that there wasn't a Fat Boy.
Why are we stuck here?
You talked to Kyla Edwards, right?
LN, right?
Kyla Enright, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Kyla Enright, you talked to Kyla Enright. And she didn't remember anything about this, and she was drunk, right?
She was
According to her statement, she was drunk and she had no recollection of these messages, correct?
Am I correct? You've never talked to Xavier Edwards?
I've never talked to Xavier Edwards, correct?
So
Well, I wonder why they
you
didn't
just come
come
upon
that
this belief. Neither one of them, neither of the people who, neither the person Mr. Gathright is texting with, nor the person you believe to be Fat Boy have corroborated your theory that Xavier Edwards must be Fat Boy. Is that correct?
I can't definitively say that Xavier Edwards is Fat Boy.
Are you basing it off of Robert Howard's testimony that he himself sometimes referred to him as Fat Boy?
I'm going to sustain the objection.
You know he doesn't have anything to ask. So why are you stuck on Fat Boy?
What have you come upon in your investigation, besides potentially Robert Howard's testimony, that leads you to believe Xavier Edwards is Fat Boy?
Ultimately, the Fat Boy text messages, there was an attempt to get an Airbnb address through Kyla Enright. That attempt obviously was met with negative results. So there wasn't an emphasis on identifying Fat Boy.
Thank you.
I've
Thank
heard,
you.
that the theories on who Fat Boy might be. I don't know who Fat Boy is definitively to this day.
So the person you think Mr. Gathright is trying to get information on Charles Jones's location through Kyla Enright, determining who that person was not important in the investigation?
No.
Determining whether that person gave the address, it's evident that they didn't give the address. It was an attempt
Exactly.
made to get the address. They never got the address. By the time they figure out where he's at, they have eyes on him at teasers. Okay. And obviously from those messages, you can tell that they're trying to be discreet about it. So it's not like somebody in Mr. Jones's crew is intentionally giving information to try to set him up. And regardless of anybody's trying to set him up, these specific 5 defendants were the ones that were found to have killed Mr. Jones.
When it comes down to it, that entire time, Mr. Jones was supposed to have been at teasers, right? Because that's when everyone knew that's where the show was going to be.
No, he's on Instagram advertising that he's at a pool party.
What are
And also
you
we're
doing?
going to still perform at teasers that night.
Yeah, but
Correct.
you're trying to imply that he's supposed to be there from 8 p.m. to 3 a.m. without fail.
Well, that's what of course, what the advertisement said, right?
Boy, everybody knows
Advertisements
it.
designed to generate people to come to teasers for revenue. I think they want people there showing up early. Mr. Jones is never going to show up there at 8 p.m.
Thank you. Sit down.
2:31 in the morning, that morning. Alicia Andrews' phone texts Sean Gathright's phone twice, pick up the effing phone.
Correct.
Right? There was a very short connect between the two phones then.
I'm sorry. That little interaction was hilarious. Detective Ramos is sick of that shit. Okay? Detective Ramos is tired. I'm tired. Like, first of all, Detective Ramos said, "Are you trying to apply somebody to set him up? Because these 5 defendants killed him. I know that's right. You better stand on it."
After that, is that correct?
I'd have to look and see, but I think it's like 3 seconds, maybe. Sure.
And then, am I correct? Those phones then don't communicate again, or they don't. There's no call between those phones again until long after the homicide the next day.
The theory here is that the primary communication was happening off of an app we would not be able to track on call detail records.
Even though there's a text twice saying "pick the effing phone up" between the people who are allegedly conspiring to kill someone.
So what's the question?
The question is, 2:31 a.m. One of the alleged conspirators is texting Mr. Gathright, telling him to pick up the effing phone.
Correct.
Indicating Mr. Gathright is apparently ignoring attempts from that phone to contact him.
That's what it would indicate, yes.
At the time of the shooting, or shortly before it, you discussed that a location of Alicia's phone is being shared.
Correct.
And there's no read receipt to indicate if that location was actually.
My read receipt's not on.
If that was actually looked at by the phone that was sent to him. Am I correct about that?
Do I have a way to prove if Sean Gathright saw that Alicia Andrews' device was sharing their location with her?
The question is, and maybe, and actually,
I think he
These
saw
don't
the
show.
location because he showed up at the location.
well, and you bring up another, I'll get to that in a second. Some of the text messages that we have, that we've seen, they show.
Please.
Am I correct?
Oh, okay. I understand the question now. Is there a red receipt? Not
Yes.
that I'm aware of.
Now, back to the other point you're bringing up.
Please.
It's your belief Mr. Gathright is in the Impala when the Impala is at Truth 18, correct?
It's not only my belief, it's what the evidence has proved. Yes.
Okay, well, okay, so I bet he's in there. It's also your belief the Impala is following the entourage out of Truth 18, right?
The cruise is following the entourage out of Truth 18. The cruise stays with the entourage till they get to Fowler and McKinley. When the entourage makes a U-turn, the cruise peels off and then stages across the street. So the cruise is directly behind the entourage. Even though the Impala arrives at Homestead Suites first, it was the cruise that was behind the entourage first.
And the Impala is sitting there right next to Truth 18, watching the entourage leave, right?
The Impala actually shot across in what I believe to be an attempt to intercept the entourage as they're coming out of the parking lot eastbound, but the entourage ends up making a U-turn and coming back out westbound, which might have scuttled that attempt.
Exactly. And one thing we also know from the
Wow.
videos at the Homestead Suites is the Impala and the cruise, they're arriving essentially, at the same time, right? The cruise is there shortly before, but we're splitting hairs to say it's there before the Impala.
I would not say splitting hairs. The entourage arrives to the intersection approximately 423 with the cruise right behind it. The Impala doesn't arrive. So the victim's entourage arrives to the intersection, making a U-turn, getting ready to go at 423 with the cruise right behind it. The Impala doesn't arrive till 434, a full 10 minutes afterwards. So there was a sharing of location from the Impala, from the cruise to the Impala, and then 10 minutes later, you see the Impala arrive at them.
Let me tell you something. One thing about this detective, he knows this damn case. I'm going to go back to Foolio's mom saying if this would have happened in Jacksonville, her son's killers may have never been found. Baby, don't play in Tampa. Don't play in Tampa. Aaron, why I'm looking like Tarek in here? Don't play in Tampa because Detective Ramos is going to be on your ass.
And we can see on the videos, because obviously they're in evidence and we've seen them all, what the two cars are doing, the Impala and the cruise when they get to the hotel, right?
Yes, if you're specifically referring to the time period that they're both into the Homestead Suites parking lot, yeah, we can see movement, yeah.
The next day, we saw the ring camera video. Sean Gathright is at the Airbnb at 3:11 p.m. Is that right?
Sounds right.
And he clearly doesn't have the code to get in because he's asking whoever's on the phone for the code to get in the Airbnb. Right?
Clearly, yes.
And then later on that day, or that night, really, we know Mr. Gathright has gone to Orlando to the sister's birthday party.
I'm not sure what the party was about, but I'm aware that he went to Orlando to a club with his sister and Kyla, I believe.
And we saw a video of that, right?
Yes.
And we saw pictures of Don Julio.
A lot of birthdays on this day, apparently. Yes.
And a lot of Don Julio is being drunk on this day too, right? Because we see Don Julio in those club videos, right?
Yes, we do.
But you become aware in this investigation, Don Julio is a pretty popular tequila, right?
Correct.
And in fact, the day of the homicide, Charles Jones and his entourage is drinking Don Julio earlier in the day, right?
I'm aware that both sides drink Don Julio for their own purposes or their own inferences.
And there were even Don Julio bottles found in one or two of the victims' cars, right?
Yes.
Now, one of the other things in those videos that we were shown when you were testifying on direct is Mr. Gathright doing a hand signal, correct?
Yes.
And you'd agree the hand signal he's doing, he has the ring finger down, right?
At this point, I mean, so you could be doing the camera where it's like doing a reverse. I'm not sure.
You want to, okay,
Sure,
we'll show
like-
you a picture of it.
Maybe if we go to the specific image you're referring to, we can kind of narrow down which finger's coming down.
May I approach Madam Clerk?
Yes.
I really wonder what Brian Steele would have done for these defendants because I mean, could Brian Steele have saved them? I don't know. I don't know. I'm reminded of the lawyers from YSL. We just love or Alisi. Could Alisi have done anything for these defendants? I don't know.
Well, may I approach?
Sure.
Mr. Ramos? Having more technical difficulties, I'm going to show you the picture.
Yes, sir. No problem.
That's, for the record, I'm showing you 94D6. That's what I know.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it with my hand. Yes, sure. Got it. Yes, sir.
So you'd agree with me, Mr. Gathright has the ring finger down.
It doesn't, yes, I would agree in that picture. It doesn't look like he has a ring finger.
Does not have the middle finger down.
Yes, correct.
Thank you, sir. May I have just a moment, sir?
Yes.
So what is Sean trying? Sean, shut up. Shut up, Sean. Cause what the heck he trying to do?
Charles Jones and the entourage are kicked out of an Airbnb on the night in question, right?
Yes, sir.
And that's about 1:34 a.m. that they're kicked out,
Approximately, sir. Yes, sir.
slightly before the text began between Mr. Gathright and Kyle Hammer.
I believe the text started before they got kicked out and continued through them getting kicked out.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Mr. Petridis?
Detective, how's it going?
Good afternoon, sir.
All right, just some questions, not too many for you, hopefully. So you would agree that Isaiah Chance's phone was active before the homicide, during the homicide, and after the homicide?
We have data for all of that. Yes, sir.
It never, as far as you are aware, never turned it off at any point.
I am not aware if it was ever turned off. Yes.
And he was using it during this time.
Like it's sending messages or making calls.
Yeah, off and on throughout the 22nd, 23rd, 24th.
Yes, I would agree with that. Yes.
But you found no text messages around the time of the murder from Mr. Chance to Sean Gathright or to Davion Murphy.
Specifically, if you're referring to when they leave the Airbnb to go to Teasers around 2 a.m. Up to 5 a.m., no, there's no messages from Isaiah's Chance to Sean Gathright or any of the Murphys' phones.
And as Mr. Wise talked to you about, GPS coming from cell sites is not an exact science, so it's not going to show you what side of the street someone's on or what building someone's on, something like that.
Yes, it's typically difficult to get precise. It's not exact, correct?
And at some point, I think we even saw he hit off a LPR radar, so he was in the location of Hillsborough on 15th at some point, correct?
Yes, sir.
And another witness you weren't here for indicated there was a bunch, I'm sure you've seen the document, a bunch of cell phone hits from Mr. Chance in that general area, Hillsborough on 15th.
Yes, I'm aware of many hits in between Nebraska and 15th, 19th off of Hillsborough for Mr. Chance's and Ms. Andrews' phones. Yes.
We talked about it a little bit last time you testified, so I don't want to rehash it too much, but there are other clubs and rap venues in that general area, correct?
Specifically, the club that you're referring to was known as a Players Club at Hillsborough and 19th. Is that the one you're referring to?
That's one of the
Yes.
a couple I'm referring to. Are you
Where's
actually at Hillsborough on 13th?
Yeah, that sounds right. Hillsborough and 13th, sure. I'm not sure where the play. I know it's in that general area.
So when we're talking about hits, again, he could have, if he's at the Players Club, those hits would be accurate that he's there, correct? Just because you can't tell exactly where he's at.
In theory, yes. I would agree that Mr. Chance's phone goes somewhere near the Players Club at some point.
You heard of the Pink Pussycat Lounge?
The Pink Pussycat, I believe, is on Nebraska.
Correct.
Yes.
And there was some hits in that general area as well?
Where is the Pink Pussycat? I'm not sure where it's at, honestly.
Kind of between Bush and Fowler, would that sound accurate? I know it's a long area.
I
but
think
still.
it's so the Pink Pussycat is north of Teasers.
Yes.
Yes. I know exactly where it's at.
Okay. So those would be in the same general area as a lot of the hits from Mr. Chance's phone.
Did he drive by it? Sure. Was he at it for a significant period? No.
Not a significant, but it's for 5, 10 minutes, something like that.
I don't
Bye.
recall seeing 5-10 minutes stop at the Pink.
Bye.
But we don't have any video from any of these clubs, correct? Or none was attempted either, correct?
There was an attempt made to find video on Hillsborough. We did not go to Pink Pussycat. No.
And then I think we already talked about this as well, but there was a 1 hour period where he was moving around, not following Mr. Jones.
Correct. Yes.
You said Alicia Andrews' phone, that's the one that ends in 6748. That was her personal phone?
Correct.
And she had that with her the entire night, as far as you're aware.
As far as I'm aware, that phone stayed in her possession. Just the only times is when she hands it to Isaiah Chance on video for him to use.
And that occurred on one occasion, correct?
I believe the series both at teasers and Truth 18, because you can see him on Truth 18 using a device as well that was believed to be Alicia Andrews' phone.
But at the teasers, him holding the device, I believe you testified, matches up with the phone call. So that's how you're able to determine it, correct?
Not exactly. So the phone call was at 2:31. He's holding it around 2:27. There's other evidence I'm not sure that I can cover specifically to how we got that information.
Okay. And then Truth, you would agree he's further away from the camera.
Yes.
So it's hard to tell exactly. It's impossible to tell. Would you agree exactly whose phone he's holding in his hand?
Yeah, I would agree with that. It could be his phone or it could be her phone. Correct.
And again, he's using his phone during these general time period as well.
Define using. I mean,
It's active.
Is it on? Yes,
Yes.
it's on.
Okay.
It is tracking data. Is he using it? I don't know that.
All right. And every time you went through Alicia's phone that night, every time you tracked it, you were able to pick up a lot of times, like at McDonald's and other places where she's actually there as well.
Yes.
And so you're attributing a lot of what's happening on her phone to Isaiah Chance. I'm taking from your testimony, correct?
Specifically during the hunt of Mr. Jones, starting at 2 a.m. on teasers, leading up to his murder. I'm not saying that he's using her phone the entire weekend on the drive down or on the drive up.
But you can't rule out that it's Miss Andrews, in fact, using her own phone, making those text messages or those calls or sharing her location, correct?
It could be either one of them. Sure, they're both in the cruise.
And you can't, other than
Man, I love you.
teasers, and you can't tell who's driving the cruise, correct?
Specifically at teasers, you can tell Mr. Chance is driving.
Outside of that,
Oh yes, outside of that, no. Correct.
when you send a location, it shows the location of where your phone is at the time. Obviously, you send a location, then that person can see where you are, correct?
There's a difference between.
Yeah, I just need a little grace because luckily I ordered my cap and gown and I started ordering my dresses before the diagnosis and everything. When I tell you I just ordered the decorations, okay? I sent them to my aunt's house. I'm just doing something small because let me show y'all something. Y'all see this? These are my invitations right here. They are so cute. They're in envelopes. They have like cute stickers on them. I just forgot to mail them out, but it's okay. I'm going to take some pictures on graduation day. I'm going to print them out, put them in the invitations, and I'm still going to send them to people. I'm not going to waste it, but I absolutely, the invitation, never sent, guys. I mean, they're so cute. They're so cute. Never sent the invitations. But I'm going to make sure I take a cute picture on Thursday. And when I take that cute picture, I'm going to go print them out, all glossy. And then I'm going to put them in the invitations. And then I'm going to send them to my friends and family, kind of like, hey, I graduated. So my party is going to be really small because if I didn't send invitations, how can I invite people to a party? I didn't even invite you to the graduation. So very small. It's just like my aunt, my niece, my nephew, my family here in Atlanta. Very, very, very small, but it's she said blame it on USPS. Very small. And I'm gonna go live too, because I said I'm gonna make sure I go live so y'all can celebrate with me. But yeah, but it's okay. I'm gonna be there. I have my dress. My dress is so cute. My shoes came today. So cute. So I have all of that stuff, but yeah, that's just what my life is right now. But it's okay. It's okay.
Sent location and sharing location. So if you sent a location, it would be a one-time thing where you can see that phone at that specific time. Sharing location, as the phone moves, the receiver on the other end can see the phone moving and get updated locations.
So the location we're talking about is where the actual physical phone is.
To whoever's sharing that.
To whoever's sharing it.
Yes.
Okay. And you've strike that. Excuse me. Bear with me. I'm trying not to cover everyone else's cover. And all the posts that Mr. Chance made or any of these defendants made that involves anything from Jacksonville, you got all your information from JSL. Is that accurate as far as the gang activity or what these posts mean? Correct.
Yes, I relied on Jacksonville to decipher gang meanings. Yes.
And obviously, we talked about you have you've done some studies or some classes on cell phones, but you're not an expert in cell phone technology, correct?
I would not classify myself as an expert on cell phone technology, correct?
So you put it into the Cellhawk or the Cellbright, and it gives you what you need. You understand exactly how that comes up with all those data points.
No, I mean, I have a general understanding of it, it's not quite as simple as you put it, but
Sure.
the intricacies at an expert level, yeah, I wouldn't classify myself that, yeah.
Okay. I mean, if you have, and are you aware that if you have someone's phone that you don't know the phone number to, you're able to get that number by simply calling 911?
Yes. I mean, if I have the device
In
and
your
I
hand.
want to confirm the number, I could dial 911 and then the dispatcher can tell me what that number is. Yes.
Now, I want to talk to you about the Airbnb payment. States 93. Can I approach you, Clark?
Sure.
This is the Cash App payment.
Yes, sir.
Now, the payment for that was made to Mr. Chance was in a different amount than the cost of the Airbnb, correct?
Correct. The money sent from JDOT was $390. The amount for the Airbnb was $360.61, I believe, something in that range.
And also looking at his Cash App, were you able to determine that Mr. Chance had tried to rent a hotel or book a hotel in Aloft in Tampa?
Yes, I am aware of that.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you know when that date was?
I think it was in that same time period or that week. I don't recall the exact date and time, but I do recall what you're talking about.
It was days prior to.
Why does it matter? He didn't get it.
I'd have to see the Cash App return. I can't recall when the Aloft attempt was made.
And the Aloft is located where in Tampa? Is that Midtown?
I'm not sure if they have separate locations. There might be one in downtown. There might be one in Midtown. They might have multiple locations. I don't know.
None out in the USF vicinity. You're aware.
I have no idea, honestly. I can't answer that.
Okay. J. Breezy and Young and Ace, they were not arrested or indicted involved with this homicide, correct?
No, they were not.
No, you have no phone communication between Mr. Chance and Mr. Corey Rivers, J. Breezy, involving this, correct?
Not specific to this weekend.
Just can I have a moment?
Yes.
Briefly, Detective, the screenshot that Ms. Andrews took at Truth 18 that you said she took like a screenshot of her photo app.
I can't definitively say who took the screenshot, just that her device appears to have taken a screenshot. Yes.
That was not sent to anyone in this case, correct?
Not that I'm aware of.
So it was just kept on her phone as far as you're aware of.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been sent by any third party app. We would never have record of it, but I am not aware that it was sent. It's just stored on her iCloud images.
And that's gives me my last question. Your theory is that they use third-party apps, but you have there's no evidence to support that, correct?
There's definitely evidence that they were communicating. I mean, it was a planned, organized tracking and murder.
Like, come on.
There's no way that they could have planned that with the limited bits that we have. So there's obviously some other method that we just couldn't track.
But you don't have any of that. You don't have any downloads or any extraction or anything.
I got
that would
everything.
support
You've seen everything that I have.
that. Fair enough. Thank you, Detective.
Yes.
I know the jury needs a break. Is your redirect going to be quick? 7 minutes, Your Honor? Can you hold on 7 minutes? Holding for 7 minutes. Go.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sir, I think, Detective, you were just asked about other applications that were utilized. Despite not being able to recover data from those applications or accounts, can you see device use information on a Cellbright or cell site extraction?
Yes.
On the Cellbright extraction, so the reports that came back with the iCloud data, was there access to social media accounts called Snapchat, WhatsApp, Telegram, etc.?
Yes.
And was that across the
Y'all, did y'all hear that? I gotta write that down. So although we can't see, because, and he said this several times, when we're getting this information, we can only see the information from the provider in their service. We can't really see these other applications that people are using, whether they're making phone calls or anything. But she's like, listen, from the downloads, Telegram, WhatsApp, Snapchat, they definitely were communicating. Listen, Lexi, he has been one of my favorite detectives to ever take the stand. One, I just appreciate the fact that he actually seems like he was trying to do his job. Foolio was not just some drill rapper, some gangbanger to him. He actually tried to solve the case. And that is evident by how much he has put into this case. This man knows this case like the back of his hand. And I can appreciate that. He's definitely a fave in my book.
Accounts of the defendants in this case.
Yes.
Are you able to actually recover the messages sent on Telegram, Snapchat, WhatsApp from the iCloud return?
No.
You were asked specifically as well about any communications from Isaiah Chance to J. Dot, not on the night of the homicide itself, but the day before, certainly communications via Cash App.
Yes.
And did you have an opportunity to review contacts between the two on the social media accounts and the device of Isaiah Chance, or the return from Isaiah Chance?
Yes.
Was there also a log recovered from a search warrant at Isaiah Chance's house?
Yes.
Did that reflect J. Breezy's contact information in someone's handwriting?
Yes, it did.
You were asked about Isaiah Chance specifically and the Pink Pussycat Lounge. Was that mentioned at any time during the course of Mr. Chance's interview?
Has never come up before.
Never.
And was there only an admission from Mr. Chance that he was present for leisure or a romantic getaway of some kind in the Tampa area?
Correct.
Was that supported by the trips to walking around parking lots or going to the McDonald's?
No, it was not.
You were asked about Rashad Murphy and the phone itself. In fact, I think you were asked from Mr. Sonardi and Mr. Gonzalez about that. For Mr. Murphy's own statement, did he bring a phone to Tampa at 5 a.m. when he said he came here with Darius Beals?
No, he did not.
Whose phone did he indicate that he was utilizing?
Darius Beals' phone.
You were shown also some photographs of a text message of some kind about going to a prison to drop something off. Do you recall that text message? Defense Exhibit 3?
It was 4. Oh, is it 3 or 4?
I have 3 as the text
Three.
message.
Okay, 3.
Do you recall the text message?
Yes.
Did that text message include an actual response from the individual at the prison? My people say you didn't make it.
Correct.
So did that lead you to any conclusion about the potential delivery of those items on June 22nd around 7:14 p.m.?
The items never made it to the jail would be my conclusion.
What about the Instagram post for Rashad Murphy's account for 187 Boys? Do you remember that being asked questions about 187
Yes.
babies?
Babies, yes.
Prosper and Junior. Do you recall that?
Correct.
And I think Mr. Gonzalez indicated to you that it was someone's children's birthdays or something along those lines. You know anything about children's birthdays?
I don't know.
But that post itself, was that the only post that was deleted from Rashad Murphy's Instagram stories from the morning of the homicide?
Correct.
Did Mr. Rashad Murphy also post 187 Boys 5L, RIP Dem members?
Yes, he did.
What did the number 187 actually reference?
It's a homicide code from California.
Okay. And so 187 for homicide code babies. Does that mean anything to you? Regarding children of some kind?
Not in reference to babies' birthdays, I wouldn't think.
Had the use of 187 Boys or 187 been utilized in some of the evidence that you saw from the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office?
Yes.
Did you also have an opportunity to see on the returns that Mr. Charles Jones had posted about his foot shot?
Yes.
Was that post made to social media of some kind?
Yes.
What social media app did Mr. Jones post that to?
I can't recall. It might have been Instagram or Twitter Spaces. I can't remember.
Throughout the course of your investigation and review of Rashad Murphy's Instagram return, did Rashad Murphy like the victim's Instagram post about his foot shot from October of 2023?
Yes, correct. So the victim posted on Instagram, and Rashad Murphy's account likes that post. Yes.
And is that what's depicted, if I could show you across the room, in this Instagram post? Victim's Instagram return 95C4,
Yes.
and Rashad Murphy's Instagram return of liking 88E4.
Yes.
You're asking Mr. Gonzalez about that particular case, and admittedly, is that case solved or unsolved?
Unsolved.
You were also asked about Mr. Rashad Murphy's presence in Tampa. How, without any kind of contact in Tampa, did Mr. Rashad Murphy know to go to the back door of the Airbnb? Do you have any idea?
Other than he had knowledge that he's not indicating.
What about knowledge of the address itself?
Yes, he had knowledge of the address.
You were asked by Mr. Sonardi about a conversation or a call to a device that was shared with Mr. Rashad Murphy and Ms. Charmaine Steiger, yes?
Yes.
In State's Exhibit 134 depicts a call was made to that device at 5 o'clock a.m. Is that the same time in which Rashad Murphy is also posted to Instagram
Yes.
the emojis of the smiling?
Correct.
And at this point, Mr. Rashad Murphy has indicated he is not utilizing a phone that belongs to him,
According to his own statement, he didn't have his own phone. Correct.
and that he was in Tampa without a phone.
Correct.
Did you expect in the course of your investigation to see messaging between the individuals that actually occupied the same vehicle? So the 3 individuals inside of the Impala at the time that the homicide was being committed?
No, not during the tracking.
You were asked several questions about the flyer itself. Do you know what time the victim and his entourage actually arrived to Teasers?
Yes, we know they arrived at approximately 2:24 a.m. on the 23rd.
And prior to that, had the victim and his entourage been posting to social media?
Yes, they were posting their whereabouts at the Airbnb pool party.
Outside of identifying an individual to be texted called Fat Boy, were there other references in the text exchange specifically from Sean Gathright's device naming the victim by nickname?
Yes, they called them six and fools.
Did they specifically reference anything about that date or what was being celebrated?
Yes, the six's birthday.
And would that be the victim in this case, Charles Jones?
Correct.
You had specifically been asked about the code utilized to get into the Airbnb by Sean Gathright on the day that everyone left.
Yes.
Did you have evidence to support that Mr. Sean Gathright was present inside of that Airbnb long before he received the code over the phone?
Yes.
Would that have included on the night of the murder?
Yes.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
All right, may this witness be excused, subject to recall?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, Detective. You
Thank
are
you, Your
now
Honor.
in for today. All right, 10-minute break.
All rise.
I was tired.
Yeah, I think the sound is off. Paris said you just taught me something. Paris, you remember I didn't know, and I was like, oh, I think I kept like fast forwarding past the part. They were like, "Won't you just use the arrows?" I said, "Use the arrows." Hold up, hold up, y'all. The sound isn't on. What's up? Okay, it's on 7:27.
Used under the Florida statute to do so, correct?
Correct.
Oh,
Afternoon.
yeah.
Is that the same ID card that you recorded for Rashad Murphy for the traffic stop when you came in contact with him on May 7th of 2021?
Yes.
And you said your familiarity with his back passenger, Noah Williams, you had been previously acquainted with him and you knew him as an active Out Gang East member. Is that correct? Out East gang member.
Yes.
Your Honor, this time we pass the witness.
Okay, Mr. Gonzalez.
Afternoon, Officer Reynolds.
Afternoon.
Officer Reynolds, do you recall whether you gave anybody a traffic citation?
I don't recall.
Okay. And you didn't arrest anybody for committing any kind of crime, correct?
No.
And Mr. Murphy was the driver of that vehicle, correct?
Correct.
And you knew that Mr. Williams had been documented by the same criteria that's used under the Florida statute to do so, correct?
Correct.
And although you may not do that yourself, you have some familiarity with the statute?
Yes.
And do you have any idea how long Mr. Williams had been in the car? Do you know if he was picked up 4 doors down or 2 blocks from where you stopped him? How long he'd been there?
No, I don't know how long he was in the car.
Do you know what the relationship is between the two?
Other than I've seen them together before, I would assume friends.
Okay. Do you know if they've grown up together since they were children?
I don't have that knowledge.
I don't have anything further. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, any questions, Mr. Sonardi?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Wise?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Petridis? Okay, very good. Any redirect?
Just briefly. Officer, on May 7th of 2021, Rashad Murphy was in company of known gang members. Is that correct?
Yes.
Nothing further, Judge.
All right, may this witness be excused?
Yes, you may.
Okay, thank you. Free to go. Here's your next witness.
Statement called Detective Richard Meter.
Oh, it's time for Neater. Now, this courtroom has been very, very empty.
Okay, welcome back, Detective Nieder. Go ahead and raise your hand one more time.
Yes, ma'am.
may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Hello, sir.
Hey, how are you?
Doing well. I think when we last left off, you were talking to us a bit about some historical gang evidence, but you actually mentioned you were assigned to a gang. What gang are you assigned to in the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office?
ATK.
How long have you been assigned to ATK?
Since I joined the gang unit in 2022.
And was there formerly a gang that members of ATK were known by, or was there something that ATK developed from?
Yes, ma'am. There's multiple different components. You have the Young and A side, which used to be called Young and Gang. And then you had the side that was like Queso and Scotty was NHG, and they all formed together to become ATK.
Was Young and Gang represented by the letters YG?
Yes, ma'am.
And what does NHG stand for?
No Hospital Gang.
Do you see reference to ATK and NHG in your day-to-day activities?
Yes, ma'am.
And are those two subsets allied together?
Yes, ma'am. ATK is the actual documented gang. NHG is not documented.
When we are talking about allies or friendly people to each gang, can you just give us a little bit of a description of what that means?
They associate with each other. They're commonly together in songs or maybe hanging out in the same neighborhoods. They're good at parties and concerts and clubs and stuff together.
Is everyone that is a member of ATK a rapper?
No, ma'am.
Have you had an opportunity to learn the legal names of the individuals that represent certain members of ATK?
Yes, ma'am.
And had you had an opportunity to learn the history that you had previously discussed with us about members of ATK?
Yes, ma'am.
How about ATK's relationship with the group 1200? What was that like?
They would be close and friends. They would somewhat represent each other, make songs together, often hang out in each other's neighborhoods.
Commonly between the two groups, did they share a common enemy?
Yes, ma'am.
What was the identity of the common enemy?
It would be the North Side groups. So anybody from like 45th, 6th Block, Bully Gang, we got.
And was Bully Gang one of those subsets that we had talked about, 6th Block being on top, and then the other groups that come or trickle down from that?
Yes, ma'am. I believe Bully Gang is a subset of 6th Block.
Did you have an opportunity throughout your investigation in this particular case to learn about when you first came into the unit and ultimately develop on your own information about documenting gang members?
Yes, ma'am.
What information are you looking for in order to document gang members?
The information outlined in Florida State Statute 874.
And what are the first two criteria that need to be met under that statute?
There's 11 different criterias. And then in order to document the member, you have to have at least 2 or more.
Well, those are the criteria that make you either a gang member or an associate. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
But do you first need to meet the definition of a gang to even establish that ATK was a gang itself?
Yes, ma'am.
And how did you all go about doing that for ATK specifically?
ATK, I inherited them when they were already documented, so
Sure.
I did not physically document them myself, but they meet the state statute as far as 3 or more persons that are committing, one of their primary activities is committing criminal and delinquent acts.
And you document each of those criminal and delinquent acts as it relates to the members themselves and the group as a whole?
Yes, ma'am.
Are those documents something that's preserved by the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office?
Yes, ma'am.
Understanding that you came into the role of being assigned to ATK, is that the same for all of the gangs? They have been in existence before the detectives had been assigned?
Yes, ma'am. There's a couple of members on our unit that have documented new gangs themselves, but generally speaking, they will roll into other gangs. They may change the name, but they still meet the state statute with the same members and are ultimately the same gang. They just had a name change.
And I guess that was maybe too relevant. As it relates to our gangs, 6th Block, ATK, and 1200, to your knowledge, have those been in existence, or the earlier versions of that been in existence for quite some time?
Yes.
What do you do to actually educate yourself on what the history was?
Just off training, and I'm not training, but just off the experience, when we get out and we do proactive police work and get in to speak with people that are under arrest, and speaking with the members themselves is how we usually learn the history.
You discussed with us some of the motivations of each of the gangs. How is, other than the guns and drugs aside, how is money actually made or shared or utilized in gangs, in ATK specifically?
Well, you said 2 of them. You got money and drugs. There's also money in stolen cars. There's also money in the music that they make that are speaking about crimes that the gang has committed.
And along the way, you are documenting each of these.
Yes, ma'am.
Specifically, is ATK a traditional gang or a hybrid gang?
We would consider them a hybrid street gang.
And why is that?
There's really no hierarchy. There's no leader. They don't have rules and regulations. They kind of are, I guess a good term would be like an independent contractor themselves. They don't answer to nobody but themselves.
Generally speaking, did ATK meet those criteria that you had previously mentioned?
Yes, ma'am.
So there were identified 2 ATK, 3 or more members,
Yes, ma'am.
and a portion of that activity is criminal gang activity spent towards the gang itself.
Yes, ma'am. One of their primary activities is criminal and delinquent acts.
In this particular case, did you have the opportunity to review a file for an individual by the name of Isaiah Chance?
Yes, ma'am.
Is Isaiah Chance in the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office documented as an ATK gang member?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you familiar with the records of Isaiah Chance?
Yes, ma'am.
What does the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office call the file that you maintain for each of the members of the gang?
It's just a case file, and inside of that case file will be like photographs and documentation stuff, and then a field investigative report. That is a report that outlines all of the criteria that were met.
That's what I don't understand. They said they have whole files. What, like, honestly, I'm just wondering what's going through the minds of these young men when you post everything you do online, knowing that they're keeping files on you. Stuff you probably forgot you posted, they have in the file.
When you are reviewing that report or yourself making entries into that report, are the categories of that report what is provided by statute as gang criteria?
Yes, ma'am. That's how that's generally how I document them. Each detective probably documents in a different way of categorizing stuff.
You know what, Missy? After hearing about the hybrid gang in the YSL case, and now listening in this case, I understand it. These gangs do not operate like a traditional gang where you have someone at the top, you've got, someone under them, someone under them, and someone under them. You don't have that with these hybrid gangs. Like you said, these boys just claim the gang and it's every man for himself. I kind of understand that now. I understand that better than saying I can be in this gang and I can be in this gang. I understand the hybrid gang now a little better.
Throughout the report.
For yourself, so that you later have access to photographs, for example, do you include the photos?
Yes, ma'am.
For yourself, so that you have access to the reports that document contacts with law enforcement, for example, or other gang members, do you include those report numbers?
Yes, ma'am.
Does the information that you include allow you to date back or trace back the prior documentation that you created for each of the gang members?
Yes, ma'am.
And out of all of the criteria, I believe you said that there were 11. Do you have to meet all of those in order to be able to document someone as
Not there.
No, ma'am. You just have to meet 2 or more.
Throughout the course of your investigation in this case, had you learned or documented specifically yourself Isaiah Chance as meeting 2 or more of those criteria?
Yes, ma'am.
And how many criteria did Isaiah Chance meet?
Without looking at the actual documentation, I believe it was 5 or 6.
Did you create an FIR or an incident report to document each of the criteria that Isaiah Chance meet? Chance as meeting 2. Investigation in this case, had you learned or documented specifically yourself Isaiah Chance as meeting 2 or more of those criteria?
Yes, ma'am.
And how many criteria did Isaiah Chance meet?
Without looking at the actual documentation, I believe it was 5 or 6.
Did you create an FIR or an incident report to document each of the criteria that were satisfied?
Yes, ma'am.
And can we speak specifically, if I provide you with the element, I guess, about which of those criteria had been met?
Yes, ma'am.
Had clothing or adopt the style of dress been met or mentioned as one of the criteria met by Isaiah Chance?
Yes, ma'am.
How about associates with known gang members?
Yes, ma'am.
Specifically, had there been evidence that you documented of association with known ATK members?
Yes, ma'am.
Had observed in the company of 1 or more gang members been met?
Yes, ma'am.
And was that 4 or more times?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you document those specific incidents? Are you able to keep track of the dates when those things happen?
Yes, ma'am.
And had identified as a criminal gang member by physical evidence been created in this case, or had been documented in this case for Isaiah Chance as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you include each of those categories in the field incident report that was created documenting Isaiah Chance as an ATK gang member?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, if you are a documented member or associate, specifically you, let's just talk about ATK. Are you doing this for each of the gang members that you are documenting or updating their files?
Yes, ma'am. The way I do it is I keep a running log, just like a Word document, and it'll have all of the documentations in there. And then when I feel like I've met the state statute to its fullest ability, I choose to document them at that time.
Does there come a time where undocumenting or maybe redocumenting is something that's appropriate?
Yes, ma'am. We do. We'll purge gang members if they no longer meet the state statutes after 5 years, and we'll also purge the gang if they no longer meet state statute after 5 years.
Did ATK at the time of Charles Jones's death still meet state statute?
Yes, ma'am.
Was Isaiah Chance still under that 5-year time frame and documented as an ATK gang member at the time of that murder?
Yes, ma'am.
Talk specifically to me about the documentation adopts the style of dress. Did you document the style of dress of defendant Isaiah Chance before the homicide?
Yes, ma'am.
And would that have been within the preceding 5 years?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you specifically have an opportunity to date stamp the documentation as you collected it as well?
Yes, ma'am.
And were those incidents included in your reports?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have an opportunity to review physical evidence such as music videos?
Yes, ma'am.
How about search warrant returns or photographs from crime scene at search warrants?
Yes, ma'am.
Each time that you obtain an additional piece of information, either through your direct information or someone else's direct investigation. Do you write that down, annotate that in some way?
Yes, ma'am. Just because we document them, the investigation doesn't stop. We will continue documenting them, which would allow them to still meet this state statute, the criteria outlined in 874 after the 5 years, so they will not be purged at that time.
And the documentation that you have completed for ATK, is that limited specifically to Isaiah Chance or other members of ATK in Jacksonville?
In this case, I believe just Isaiah Chance. I'm
Just
sorry.
in your role as a detective for ATK.
I've documented, I can't give you an exact number. I'd say approximately probably 8 to 10 ATK members.
And you also document associates.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to show you what's been marked 115, 126, and 84B. Can you take a look at these three items, please? Do you recognize 84?
Okay, do y'all remember in Alicia Andrews' trial how Sean's mom was like, my son don't even meet the statute for a gang member. I know the statute. I looked it up. Boom, boom. I am wondering if now that he's been arrested and they go through his social media, all these things, is he now going to be documented? Like, I really want to know how that works. So if she tries to pull that again, they'll be like, ma'am, actually he is. After this case, he was documented. Like, what are they going to do with Sean as it pertains to the gang? I wonder if he'll be documented. She was pissed. Do you hear me?
Or B,
Yes, ma'am.
do you recognize the items depicted in 126? You're welcome to flip through if you need to.
Lexi, do you think he's documented now? Oh my, hold on. That's going to be interesting if he is now a documented gang member. I haven't heard them say that because his lawyers are consistently putting emphasis on the fact that he's not documented. But I'm wondering, like, hopefully they're going to ask him if he's documented now. Oh! Okay, thank you, Lexi. Thank you, girl.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you recognize the items depicted in 115?
Yes, ma'am.
Valencia, there is absolutely no way we are going to not watch the Stefan Diggs trial, especially since it's only like 2 days. No way. I'm so upset that I'm going out of town this weekend because I would have binged that over the weekend. But if I don't get to it if we're done with this case, then over the course of next week, that's what we'll be watching. But there's no way I can get around that. I have to see the foolishness because I need to see this woman on the stand for myself. I need to see her on the stand for myself. I have seen clips, and anytime the judge has to tell you to be quiet, I'm like, oh, okay, I need to see what's going on. So yes, I am going to save that trial. And it'll be next week before I get to it. I didn't know the boy was gonna be done this quickly. Like, I just didn't know it was gonna be done. I looked up and I hopped online and saw, oh, he's found not guilty. I was like, damn. But yes, through 2 days, yes, Lexi. Yes, Lexi, we can run through that in 1 day. We can do one stream and be done with both days. It was 2 days. So yes, I am going to watch. And I think it's like 7 hours each day. 7 hours. You take out breaks, lunches, probably 5.5 hours. That's like one stream on a weekend for us. So yeah, Paris, I think she's combative because, like, I hate to judge people. When I saw that she was a BBL baddie, I was like, oh, I know what type of time this is. I figured he probably had a relationship with her. I figured she was probably mad. If I'm not mistaken, all of this came out when he and Cardi B were coming up and dating, probably upset her. So yeah, I'm not gonna sneak watch this at all, Jasmine. I promise. I will not sneak watch this at all. The only thing I did was I had to go find her dancing. That's it. I don't want to watch it without y'all because it's so short. It's so short. But I think she was upset about him and Cardi, and I really hate when women make you be when women make you be like, It's reminding me of Alicia Andrews and her DV claim. I hate when women make you say, okay, because it's court. You know what I'm saying? Like, it has to be based off of evidence. I can't just take your word. And there is no way you were in this man's house dancing, Key Ken, and he just tried to kill you. So no. But yeah, we're gonna watch it, Valencia.
Your Honor, at this time, the state is going to seek to admit State's Exhibit 126, A through I, 115, and 84B.
Okay, Mr. Gonzalez, any objection?
Briefly, Your Honor.
This is what you just hated.
Yeah, I still can't believe them hot dogs. Somebody on Threads put a picture of her like from the back holding out some hot dogs. Y'all, he might sue her.
Okay,
Who knows?
Prior objections, that's all objections.
okay. Any new objections other than previously made objections, Mr. Snarty and Mr. Wise? All right, and it's 126A through I,
A through I, yes, Your
and
Honor.
then 115 is just 115, or is it accumulative? or composite?
115 is A through C,
And then 84B.
and then 84B. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so be admitted.
Detective, relevant to this particular case or investigation, were there a summary of images of documented ATK gang members that were compiled into one demonstrative?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm showing you what's been admitted as 84B. Can you see that in front of you?
Yes, ma'am.
And is this the demonstrative, at least particular to this case, that demonstrates some of the relevant ATK members and associates?
Yes, ma'am.
Does this depict all of the documented ATK gang members in Jacksonville?
No, ma'am.
And are some of the individuals depicted deceased?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, from the depiction,
Y'all, Sean Gathright is on there. So are they just saying that these two are associated with them, or are they now calling them ATK gang members? We see Ace, we see Queso, this young man 4, Tilly has passed, this young man Quan, and that's the brother 23 who has passed. Speaking of, this case has caused me out, when I'm on Twitter and I'm listening to these, not Twitter, TikTok, listening to these young men's name, I go and try to see like what's information about them. It is sickening the things that some of these young men have been accused of, and they were so young. I don't know if you have seen, I think either Lil Duval or Plies said that we are living next door to serial killers and we don't know it, or we're living next door to psychopaths. I can't remember. But watching this case, baby, these are little psychopaths. Queso is in prison. I looked at the murder of Bibi. He was like 16 years old when he was murdered, okay? And from the news article I saw, there were about 30 bullets or shell casings found. No, it was the number was higher than that. It is reported that the shooter, who is alleged to be Queso, walked up on this boy and shot him in the back of the head and his neck. How can you do such a thing at 15 years old? Remember, he's like 22 now, and he was just charged. But just the fact that he could do that at 15 years old, I said, what the hell is wrong with these kids? Listening to the boy Leaky. Someone said, oh, he was a real killer. He was a kid. I can't, my son is 14, okay? I cannot imagine my baby doing something like this. If so, what the hell did I do that would make my son do something like that? Hey, Tiffany, Marlo, Mike, like, Shay, what? I'm just like, damn, what is going on with these kids? The Corbin issue. What would make you kidnap him? He wasn't the only one to be kidnapped around that time either, y'all. It was Corbin. It's another young man that I saw in a video. He was kidnapped. I said, how are y'all kidnapping people at 15 and 16 years old? Y'all don't like playing the game? y'all, I mean, it really gives that these young men, like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but it's sick, and we're gonna have to do this. Kenny claimed Bibby M. Spaz. Oh, well, so CC, so from what we can tell from the case, it sounds like everyone knew that Bibby is the one who killed Spaz. And I think Bibby, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong on this, but Bibby passed 6 months after Spaz passed. So Jiffy, I think it's and what's so sad, y'all, it's our kids in the inner city. It's our babies in the inner city. What is going on? And I did grow up in South Memphis, but clearly I didn't grow up in the same type of hood like Thugnum grew up, because I don't know that type of hood. But I don't remember hearing all of this killing, just senseless. I mean, just every day kids are being killed. I did not grow up in an environment like that. So I feel sorry for the children who are growing up like that, because that's not normal. And I think children are so desensitized. Why do kids want this? Sean, you grew up in a nice house. This didn't have to be your life. This didn't have to be their life. Why did they want this to be their life? They talking about Sean throwing the gang sign up wrong. When Sean was emptying out that car, oh my God, when Sean emptied out that car, y'all, I said, this baby does not even look like he would be involved in anything. Like, I think Sean had on some damn Birkenstocks. Sean Green ass is right. When he was cleaning out that car, he just looked, for lack of better words, he just looked like a lame little kid. Like somebody who would be doing pressure washing, would be doing being a photographer. When I'm not saying lame in a disrespectful way, just a kid, a green kid. Just like, why did you want this? I don't understand it.
In itself, can you please describe for us the
Talking about some damn gutter.
individuals that are documented in the right side of the image, if those individuals are relevant to this case?
Yes, ma'am. Kenyatta Bullard, Young and Ace, is one of the well-known artists of ATK.
Is that the individual who authored the Who I Smoke video you presented before?
Yes, ma'am. The next one is Hakeem Robinson. He goes by Queso. He's a documented member.
Based on your prior testimony, is Queso the individual who had been convicted in the death of Bibby, 6 Block member?
Yes, ma'am.
How about Jacoby Grover, Quan, Travion Bullard, or Royale Smith, 23?
They're not documented members. At the time of their death, they would be considered associates to ATK.
And how long ago were they killed?
They were killed in 2018.
Is that the 3 individuals who were killed in the town center shooting that we already heard of?
Yes, ma'am.
And why are 4, Quan, and 23 relevant, or were they relevant in this particular case?
They're probably the most often talked about and dissed people associated to ATK.
Check your mark.
Roy-
Approach.
Yep.
And y'all, so also while they're doing that on TikTok, I saw a video that actually had videos of the 4 people who were in that car when Ace's brother and the other 3 gentlemen, when they died. I mean, they were just out. And then like minutes later, they're gone. I'm just like, man, these are kids. Why are kids this angry at each other? They are killing each other. I just don't get it. When I said this case has been, I was talking to Ash earlier, and she said the same thing. This case is really heavy. If you have a son, because like our sons deserve to grow old. None of these boys, half of them died between the ages of 14 and 18 years old. They're gone. 14 and 18, they are gone. Was it graduation and a birthday, Lexi? I just don't get why they are hating each other so much. They have to take each other's lives. Like with Foolio, why did y'all hate him so much? Now, I know he wasn't the best person.
Sir, as it relates
Damn.
to the individual by the name of Sean Gathright, are you familiar? He was charged with this investigation.
Yes, ma'am.
Throughout the course of your involvement in this particular case, was Sean Gathright meeting any of the statutory criteria by law?
Yes, ma'am. He would meet the criteria be considered an associate.
And is that different than the criteria necessary or what must be established or proved for an associate versus a member?
Yes, ma'am.
And why is that different or how does it differ?
In order to be a member, you have to meet 2 or more. An associate only has to meet 1.
And how is it that Mr. Gathright met any of the criteria, or which criteria did Mr. Gathright meet?
Mr. Gathright would have met the associates with a known gang member, which is Isaiah Chance.
In republishing to you exhibit number 84, I think we had discussed or left off on discussing Royale Smith in the bottom right here. Do you see that individual?
Yes, ma'am.
Throughout the course of your investigation, did you, or in your work in Jacksonville, learn of a post that Charles Jones and other members of 6 Block made at the gravesite of Royale Smith?
Yes, ma'am.
Had you had an opportunity to review that post at the time that it was made and subsequently thereafter?
Yes, ma'am.
And did that
And I have to say this again. Charles is not innocent. Foolio is not innocent. This was, and you know what I love about Foolio's mama? I love that she's not going to excuse her son's behavior. She did not excuse his behavior. She said he shouldn't have been doing it. He should not have been doing it. But here's the thing. Once he became grown, she can only tell him so much. This was so disrespectful to do. And I still don't understand why children think that this is, why do they think death is so funny? I just don't get it.
post lead to some online back and forth?
Yes, ma'am.
When documenting gang members for ATK, do you see common reference or reference to the number 23?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that number of any significance or meaning, or have you learned that throughout the course of your just day-to-day experience?
Yes, ma'am. Throughout my investigation in the ATK, I've watched numerous interviews that people have hosted Young and Ace and the other higher-end members of ATK. The specific interview I'm speaking of was created by GQ, and Young and Ace is talking about his jewelry in that interview, and he's talking about the chains and the pendants that go with it. In that interview, he speaks about the Ace of Spade chain, an ATK chain, and a 23 chain, and he says they all represent him and his people, his friends, or his group.
Did specifically in referencing 23 reference a fallen member of ATK or
Yes, ma'am.
associated ATK?
Royale Smith.
Had you, in the course of your watching these gang members, had an opportunity to see several individuals wearing chains depicting the number 23?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you had an opportunity to see posts depicting the number 23?
Yes, ma'am.
How about the chains themselves or clothing items that are marked ATK or 23?
Yes, ma'am.
And specifically, did you see the same thing, or do you see the same thing for an individual by the name of Antonio Tilley?
I don't see necklaces for Tilly.
How about mention on social media posts?
He gets mentioned on social media. Yes, ma'am.
And specifically as it relates to defendant Isaiah Chance, did you have an opportunity to see him post about Antonio Tilley and his death?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have an opportunity to see Isaiah Chance posting wearing clothing with the markers, or excuse me, jewelry with the markers of 23?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you also had an opportunity to review a video that was posted to YouTube by an individual by the moniker Gunmen?
Yes, ma'am.
And did that individual have a username or subscriber name as well?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm showing you what has been admitted as states 115A. Can you tell the jury what we're looking at here, please?
So this is a screenshot of YouTube. It's got an artist named Gunman, which is later discovered to be Isaiah Chance, and it's the name of a song called Blood on My Pradas, and this is the official music video.
Did you have a chance to listen to the music video itself?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
Did the cover page for that music video include the date which it was posted?
Yes, ma'am.
And when was that?
September 8, 2023.
Would that have been in advance of the death of Antonio Tilley?
I believe he was killed in October of 23. Yes, ma'am.
October 6th of 2023 sound correct?
That sounds right. Yes, ma'am.
Did you respond to that homicide scene?
I did.
In showing you 115B, does this image fairly and accurately depict a still from that Blood on My Prada's music video by Isaiah Chance?
Yes, ma'am.
Was there anyone else rapping in that music video other than Isaiah Chance?
He was the only artist in the video.
Were there other individuals actually depicted in the video with Isaiah Chance?
Yes, ma'am.
Was there anything that you documented from these music videos reflecting the 23 or what you would moniker as adopts the style of dress?
Yes, ma'am. The chain around his neck and the pendant hanging down almost in the middle of his chest.
From 115C, is this also another still from that same video?
Yes, ma'am.
Is the use of hand signs one of the documented elements or documentable elements under the statute?
Yes, ma'am.
I want to refer you to 151A. State seeks to admit 151A through B. It is a new exhibit, Your Honor.
Okay,
No new objections, Your Honor.
okay. Any new objections, Mr. Sonardi?
No new objection, Mr.
Okay, any new objections, Mr. Wise? Ms. Finkelstein, and then Mr. Petrides? Okay, and I'll admit, it's 151. What is it again?
151A and B.
Very good, admitted.
Sir, you indicated that you documented other members in the video itself.
Yes, ma'am.
In 151B, were you actually able to identify the other individuals that were depicted with Isaiah Chance in his music video of Blood on My Pradas?
Yes, ma'am. The large fella in the camouflage shirt in the back.
And is that the individual depicted on the left behind Mr. Chance in 151B?
Yes.
Is there, throughout the course of the music video itself, the use of hand signs that were recognizable to you, 151A?
Yes, ma'am.
And could you describe for the jury what those hand signs are indicative of for you in your documentation?
In the photo on the right, you can see the 6-block hand sign from the back of the car, and the photo on the left appears to be a gun. Maybe I don't know. I'd have to show the actual video, but the still shot could be a 6-block sign facing down. It's just a bad, weird angle.
Are you able to tell us whether anyone depicted in this Blood on My Pradas music video would have been a friendly to or associated with 6 Block?
No, ma'am.
Are there signs of disrespect towards 6 Block themselves that ATK members have been documented using based on your training and experience?
Yes, ma'am.
What do those signs of disrespect look like?
If they throw up the opposing group sign, that could be considered disrespectful, but they'll also do a middle finger with it. They'll shoot a finger gun at it, or they'll turn it upside down.
Have you seen the use of a real firearm utilized against 6 Block?
Yes, ma'am.
Meaning holding a real gun to a 6.
Yes, ma'am.
How about an upside down 6 or utilizing a
Objection,
weapon?
Your Honor, leading.
Sustained.
Have you seen an upside down 6 utilized?
Yes, ma'am.
And have you seen a weapon paired with an upside down 6?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that in interpreting that with the lyrics of these music videos or posts, is that documented as dissing the other side?
Yes, ma'am.
Had you specifically had an opportunity to document or track the social media of Isaiah Chance?
Yes, ma'am.
Would that have been a social media type that you're, or account type that you're aware of?
Like the platforms?
Yeah.
Instagram?
And in addition to just documenting Mr. Chance's Instagram, did you document other ATK members' Instagram?
Yes, ma'am.
Even if an image is posted to or on another member's Instagram, if you see Mr. Chance depicted in those images, do you document that?
Depending on who he's with.
If it's something that is related to the gang war in Jacksonville, do you document that?
Yes, ma'am.
We're going to start with 126I. On December 13th of 2023, did you document a social media post?
Yes, ma'am.
From whose account?
Killicam 33X. His government name is Cameron Wagner.
Is there an individual depicted in this image without listing them by name that you specifically documented this post for as it relates to Isaiah Chance's gang documentation?
That question.
Who did you, without identifying the individual depicted, did you document someone from this photo in Isaiah Chance's gang documentation report?
Yes.
Identify them by something that they're wearing, please.
The guy doing with his hand up and a hand tattoo and a white t-shirt, black
I'm
jacket.
gonna stand up and point.
Okay. This name right here.
Who is that individual by name?
His name is Tayshawn Thomas. He goes by the artist name of Tayshots.
Are there other individuals depicted that you also can identify by name?
Yes, ma'am. I can identify everybody in this photo.
Are there individuals depicted in this photos that are documented members of ATK?
Yes, ma'am. All but 2.
Can you point to the 2 that are not documented members by an article of clothing?
Yes, ma'am. This young man in the green jacket is not documented, and this guy over here on the end in the jean jacket is not documented ATK.
Are you able to identify everyone else depicted in this image as a documented member of ATK?
Yes, ma'am.
Was this image created and stored in the FIR report for Isaiah Chance?
Yes, ma'am.
In this image from February 13th of 2024, States Exhibit 126J, are you able to identify the individuals depicted in this image?
Yes, ma'am.
Of the individuals depicted, are there any members of ATK present?
There's 4 members of ATK present in this photo.
Can you identify the individual that's present and not a member of ATK in this photo?
The members that are not ATK is the guy in the very back sitting on the counter.
Why don't
And-
we point out?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, if you could stay
Helpful
standing if you're
to me.
comfortable.
This guy is not ATK, and I'm not sure who this is.
Okay, so the individual in the back with a red shirt that's seated, not identifiable or not an ATK
I can
documented gang member?
identify him. He's just not ATK.
Okay. And what about the individual all the way to the right of the image?
I cannot identify that guy as I've not seen enough of him.
Now, you said before that NHG was a part of ATK. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
We see on the red flanneled individual some tattoos. Do you know that individual's name?
Tayshawn Thomas.
Does Tayshawn Thomas have NHG tattoos?
Yes, on his hand.
But is he a documented ATK gang member?
Yes, ma'am.
Was this image in 126J documented for Isaiah Chance's gang documentation?
Yes, ma'am.
On March 8th of 2024 in states 126K, was there an additional documentation from Gathraight's social media account?
Yes, ma'am.
And can you explain to us who, if any, gang members are identifiable in this post or what's happening?
They're on a FaceTime or some type of video chat call, and Isaiah Chance is with an ATK gang member, and I believe he is calling another ATK gang member.
Can you identify the ATK gang member that he's with?
Yes, it's going to be this young man right here. His name is Raymond Lakes. He goes by the nickname Larray.
Did you have an opportunity to see this video?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you have an opportunity to see the individuals depicted in the video as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Was this included in your FIR documentation for Isaiah Chance as contact with or in the company of other gang members?
Yes, ma'am.
In states 126L on February 13th of 2024, was there this post?
Yes, ma'am.
Was this also a video?
Yes, ma'am.
And were you able to observe that video?
I was.
Were there individuals of ATK present and identifiable to you in this video?
Yes, ma'am.
What also proved of relevance to you in this video?
The fact that they're tagging Antonio Tilly, he's an ATK member, and they're putting family and family time at the bottom.
Does there come a time in 2023 where Isaiah Chance is posting about switching up size?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that a common practice that you have seen in your time in the gang unit?
It's not common, but it does happen. Yes, ma'am.
If you see something like that in your investigation, do you document it?
Generally, we catch it. Yes, ma'am.
But does that mean that you immediately change the status of gang membership for that individual?
No, ma'am, we do not.
In states 126 A and B,
You say sit down for now unless you need to stand up again.
shortly, but you can
Okay.
rest for a few
Okay,
moments.
fine.
Please, thank you. Do you see the images depicted here on the screen?
Yes, ma'am. It's an Instagram post from Isaiah Chance's Instagram.
Did you have an opportunity to watch the video that Mr. Chance had posted on November 19th of 2023?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you have an opportunity to review the caption from that same video?
Yes, ma'am.
At that time, had Antonio Tilly been killed?
Yes, ma'am.
And in the post itself, what was included as the caption?
It says, had to switch up, coming different all 2024. I love you, brother. And he tags Tilly and Ghost 187.
Did you know the account holder for Ghost 187?
Yes, ma'am.
Had you seen one of the defendants utilizing that account in the past?
Yes, ma'am.
Who was that?
Rashad Murphy.
In states 126G, back in July, forgive me for going backwards, of 2023, did you also document this image from the account?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you have an opportunity to document any type of clothing style or musical reference in this image?
Yes, ma'am. He's referencing a song between Young and Ace and King Bond called Promote Violence, and he's wearing a 23 necklace.
Was that also documented?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm showing you what's been previously admitted as states 124. Detective, have you had an opportunity to see this repost on Mr. Gathraight's account of Charles Jones and other members of 6 Block at the gravesite of 23?
Yes, ma'am.
And was there a remark added to the image on the Gathright account when this was posted?
Yes, ma'am.
What
But
was that remark?
the biggest mistake anyone on earth could have did.
I think this is the music video for Gathright as well, sir, that we previously viewed. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm just going to go through that. From March of 2024, and looking at case 126D, throughout the course of your investigation, did you recover the image depicted here?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was the relevance of this particular image in March of 2024?
So Isaiah Chance is seen to the far left. He's throwing up the he's throwing up the 1200 hand sign, and he's with two 1200 associates. I'm not real sure if they're members or not. That would be a better detective. That'd be a better question for Detective Griffin, but they're associated to the criminal gang 1200 out east.
After the posts from the fall of 2023, had you started to see images or postings to the Gathright account and on other social medias of Isaiah Chance utilizing a 1200 sign?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you had an opportunity to review the returns that came from Isaiah Chance's accounts as well?
Yes, ma'am.
And from June 7th of 2024, do you recognize the image that's depicted here on the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
States 87C7. And the next image depicted on the screen from June 11th, previously admitted in this case, do you recognize this image?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you also document the hand signs that were utilized from this particular image, June 11th of 2024, from the Gathright Instagram account?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have an opportunity to review the content of 87C1 and the caption that was included with this post to the Gathright account?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you explain to the jury what Bully K is? I know we've heard about Bully Down, but I'd like you to explain what that means.
Bully K is like bully killed.
What are we seeing as far as hand signs depicted in the image as well itself?
They're displaying a thumbs down.
And what does that mean if you're documenting that?
Like there's a member down or deceased.
Do you see Bully Down utilized by the ops of 6 Block or
Yep.
Bully Gang?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the content as well of the social media posts from the Isaiah Chance Instagram account return?
Yes, ma'am.
And were there several references to killed gang members in those social media account returns?
Yes, ma'am.
Did that include Antonio Tilly?
Yes, ma'am.
And the references to NHG here, is that the same group that you testified about earlier?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that the No Hospital Gang
Yes, ma'am.
and ATK itself?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you document after having seen these posts that were made in June of 2024, if anything, regarding the change of Mr. Chance's status?
What stuck out was they're over there, NHG and ATK going to need God playing with me, especially with those allegations to call my bluff.
But you had previously documented that Mr. Isaiah Chance was a member of ATK and NHG. So does this change anything?
He would still be a member for the 5 years until he's purged. This would just go into his file, maybe document him towards another gang that'll allies with ATK.
And had you had an opportunity to review the images depicted again on this screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you at least make note of a falling out that Mr. Chance was having?
Yes, ma'am. That's what it looked like.
Did you also have an opportunity to review the screen recording from the post to Spaces X that Detective Dravet collected?
Yes, ma'am.
Was there a specific reference to NHG in the title of that screen recording?
Yes, ma'am.
And after Charles Jones's death, were there also additional images depicted from the return of Isaiah Chance utilizing that same hand sign?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you communicate with anyone from crime scene regarding the search warrant conducted on Isaiah Chance's residence?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you document anything from the return on Isaiah Chance's residence in his FIR or gang documentation?
The poster above the window.
In 126F, is that the hand-drawn Bully Down poster?
Yes, ma'am.
Are the Instagram or social media images that we have just observed specific to one or more of the categories from the gang statute?
More than one.
And do you have at least one independent item as it relates to each category that you are utilizing to document Isaiah Chance as a gang member?
Yes, ma'am.
So specifically what we viewed as it relates to the necklace or the 23 necklace, what category does that go to?
Clothing.
Specifically as it relates to the social media posts with the hand signs, what does that go to?
Hand
Bully
sign.
Down.
Hand signs.
What specifically do the social media Instagram posts with additional members go to?
There's two of them that meets. It's in the presence of a gang member one or more times, and then associates with one or more gang members. I think it's 4 more times.
And do you have a volume of several incidents, one or more and 4 or more times of defendant Isaiah Chance with other documented gang members?
Yes, ma'am.
And lastly, physical evidence, the sign here that was retrieved from Mr. Chance's residence, does that go to that category as well?
Yes, ma'am.
So beyond association, you document the other criteria that were met by Mr. Chance?
Yes, ma'am.
And throughout the course of your investigation in this case, did you also assist the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office with an interview of Davion Murphy?
Yes, ma'am.
How did you go about assisting in that particular interview, particularly at the end?
Photographed the tattoos on his body.
Specifically as it relates to those tattoos, did Mr. Davion Murphy make any statements to you as you were photographing his person?
Yes, ma'am.
And what, if anything, was said to you as you photographed his back or the center of his back?
Not a quote, but it's something along the lines of, "That's the one you really want."
And could you see what was depicted at the location that you were photographing when Davion Murphy made that statement to you?
I'm sorry, can you ask that again?
What were you taking a picture of when he made that statement to you?
The tattoo that says 1200 block.
Did you collect all of the photos that were taken inside of the interview room of Davion Murphy's person?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, at this time, state would seek to admit, we will hold off on publishing, but admit State's Exhibit 69A through M.
Okay, any objection, Mr. Gonzalez?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Sonardi? Other than previously made objections. Ms. Toomey? Okay, other than the previously made objections, no new objections. Any new objections, Ms. Finkelstein? Mr. Petridis? Okay, it'll be admitted.
And Your Honor, publishing only 69G from this exhibit. Sir, is this the image that you were referring to when that comment was made to you?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that you that's holding down the shirt of Mr. Davion Murphy in the interview room?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was said? I apologize.
He said something along the lines of, "That's the one you really want."
As it relates to Sean Gathright and his affiliation, what was the category that you indicated he was affiliated to ATK through?
Due to his association at Isaiah Chance.
So he is not considered a member of ATK.
No, ma'am. He would not be considered. He'd be like a loose affiliate of ATK.
Your Honor, may I have 1 moment?
Yep.
Sir, I failed to ask you, were you still employed with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office on August 31st of 2022?
Yes, ma'am, I was.
In what capacity?
I don't exactly recall if I was in the gang investigations unit or if I was on the community problem response unit on that time. I don't remember when I went to the gang unit.
Do you know, or did you know at that time an individual by the name of Noah Williams?
Yes, ma'am.
And who was that?
He goes by the stage name of Spinabins.
On August 31st of 2022, do you recall stopping a vehicle which Spinabins was driving?
Yes, ma'am. It was a green Dodge Challenger.
Could you see Spinabins?
Yes, ma'am. Through the windshield.
And did you recognize him at the time that you saw him?
Yes, ma'am.
Based on your briefings with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, did you know him to have a warrant at that time?
Yes, ma'am.
Was there a stop of that vehicle
Yes, ma'am.
for the execution of that warrant?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you have an opportunity to identify the occupants of that vehicle?
Yes, ma'am. There were 2 other occupants.
Who were the occupants?
One of the occupants was Rashad Murphy, and one of the occupants was Emmanuel McRae.
Did you document Rashad Murphy having been in the presence of Noah Williams at that time?
Yes, ma'am.
And was Noah Williams a documented 1200 Out East gang member?
Yes, ma'am.
I will pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, who's going first? Mr. Petridis?
Afternoon, Detective.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Oh, are we starting with him?
So I think we talked about this last time, but you learned about ATK from the prior detective, correct?
Yes, sir.
And your primary tool for monitoring them, I think we found out here, and you told us is mainly social media.
Yes, sir.
And no ATK member has documented themselves by telling you that they're an ATK member, correct?
No, sir. They have not.
Regarding Isaiah Chance, when did you learn that he cut his hair? If you remember.
I don't exactly recall.
Was it before or after you documented him?
I don't recall. Yeah, I'm not sure the exact time.
ATK members, we saw in some of the videos ATK chains that specifically say ATK, correct?
Yes, sir.
And they also have jackets and other clothing that say ATK.
Those were very early on. They quit wearing them after, I think, maybe 2019, 2020.
How often have you seen posts by Isaiah Chance on social media? Would you say in the hundreds?
Yeah, maybe give or take a couple.
And you've seen him wear the 23 chain on 2 occasions, correct?
Not just 2 occasions.
You've documented more occasions?
I have not, but I've seen it more. At some point, the clothing becomes redundant.
And the first time in that Instagram story with Young and Ace song playing?
I don't remember the first time I saw him wearing the 23 chain.
You've never seen Isaiah Chance wearing anything that said specifically ATK, correct?
No, sir, I have not.
And I believe we talked about this, but you're not sure exactly where the 23 nickname for Royale Smith came from.
No, sir, I do not know.
But obviously 23 is a quite famous number outside of Royale Smith, you would agree.
Yes, sir.
Would it surprise you to know that Isaiah Chance grew up family would dress him in Michael Jordan.
I knew he was gonna
I'm
say
not sure
that.
what they dressed him in as a kid.
Boy,
That wouldn't surprise you. I would assume that's a pretty common thing for children to be dressed as by parents, correct?
I think it might depend on the parent.
Fair enough. The
Mark,
December
I knew there
13th,
was something
2023
cool.
photo that was posted on someone else's Instagram account, correct?
Uh,
Can you show the?
yes, sir. I'm not sure which photo. That's Isaiah's account.
Oh, that's good. I'm sorry.
For the record, you're showing which exhibit.
they really are. They really are. They really are.
Yes, sir. I don't recall whose account that was from.
In your belief, can you tell us which one you suggest that is Isaiah Chance?
Isaiah Chance is in the very middle with the camouflage jacket. Yes, sir.
That's you. Okay.
Yes, sir. That's Isaiah Chance.
And is this a video or a picture?
I don't recall. It's a that itself is a picture. I'm not real sure where I got it from.
Okay, I'm sorry. Obviously, this is a picture. Did this come from a video or picture? You don't know.
Yes, sir. I don't recall.
Okay. But you would agree that, or would you agree that you can't tell who the person in the middle is from this picture?
I'm not going to agree with you. That's Isaiah Chance.
You believe you can tell that that person in the middle is Isaiah Chance from just this picture?
Yes, sir.
He's not budging either.
Now, any of these videos or pictures on social media, you don't have the context of what was going on, what was happening, correct?
That's correct.
You don't know how long they were together.
Actually, I would say some of them, more the photos, I'm not real sure. But the videos, there's certain videos that I've captured still shots from that you can tell what's going on by watching the whole video.
So the December 13, 2023 photo was on Killer Cam's page, and you used that to document him in two different criteria, correct?
Yes, sir.
And he observed in the company of known criminal gang members 4 more times. February 13th photo, you used that for 2 criteria, correct?
Yes, sir.
As well as the March 8th photo screenshot, you used that for 2 criteria as well, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you believe that's allowed under the statutes?
The photo meets both of the criterias.
So 3 of them from the same incident you documented twice, correct?
Yes, sir.
So in theory, for those photos alone, you believe you would be able to say he's a criminal gang member?
Yes, sir.
The Instagram story, the family, which is 126I. Did you at some point say that you consider this to be one of the physical evidence criteria?
I'm not, I would say, I think I did put it as the physical evidence due to the comments of family. He is telling you that the gang members in this photo are his family. And one of the deceased members is his family as well.
Okay. But I'm trying to understand how you would make an Instagram post a physical piece of evidence.
So me personally, I do physical evidence. This is something that you can physically see. So you can grab it, you can touch it, you can pass it around. So therefore it'd be physical evidence.
I know that's right.
You had to print it out to be able to touch it, correct?
Yes, sir.
Generally, Instagram is something that is on a phone or on a computer, correct?
Correct.
It's still a picture.
Now, you talk with the state about the Switch It Up post, correct?
Yes, sir.
That was from November 2023.
Yes, sir.
And you documented Isaiah as ATK in March of 2024.
Yes, sir.
And in that post, he says, had to switch it up, coming different all 2024. I love you, brother. And then he puts, well, let me show you the post.
Alice, I don't know. Your friend be sounding too calm for me or
This
something.
is, apologize, Your Honor. This is 126A. It's from a video, correct?
Yes, sir.
Would you agree there's no coded language in that statement from him?
It would depend.
Okay. What do you mean by, what do you think could be coded language in there?
The coded language in there is the fact he says he's switching it up and he loves Tilly, but he tags a 1200 member. And so
And ghost.
my investigation would show that he's switching up sides from ATK to 1200 because they didn't stand up for Tilly like he thought they should.
You got that from this post.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any idea of what kind of relationship Rashad Murphy, if that is indeed Rashad Murphy and Isaiah Chance had prior to this?
No, sir.
I want to know how they connected.
Had Rashad Murphy been documented 1200 at the time of this post?
I'm not sure his exact time of documentation. I know that he was an associate of 1200 during this post. I'm just not exactly sure when he was documented as a member, if that's what you're asking.
You, speaking of 1200, on the state's direct examination, you talked about the state documented him as 1200 at that time. Did you documented him as 1200 and ATK at the same time?
I think as long as personally, I'm not sure, but as long as you meet state statute for both gangs, with them being allied, I could see where you could possibly do it, but I don't see it in a world where we would.
Okay. Could you do that for 3 gangs?
I mean, if you meet the state statute, you meet the state statute, I would say.
And Isaiah Chance doesn't have any ATK related tattoos, correct?
Not that I'm aware of.
Hey,
He
Tanya.
was arrested in this case, obviously.
Yes,
So
sir.
you would be aware if he had ATK tattoos, correct?
To a certain extent, well, I'm not sure about other areas of his body, if they're tattooed or not.
Tanya, he sound like I like Robert Howard.
Isaiah Chance doesn't do drill rap videos, correct?
Not to my knowledge.
And he's not mentioned in
Thank
any
you,
of the ATK drill
Forrest.
rap videos.
Not that I've heard.
And he never admitted to you to being in ATK or 1200, correct?
He never admitted, no, sir.
When you made him aware that he was documented, he was upset by this information, correct?
Yes, he was.
Wasn't proud of it.
Correct.
And you described him as a
wouldn't be
respectful
happy either.
person to you?
Yes, sir. He's always respected me and like my law enforcement status every time I come in contact with him.
What?
People
How
can
many
be
times?
1200 in ATK, you say are allied. So in theory, your testimony is that you can move from one to the other, at least in theory, correct?
It's not common, but you can. There's no I would call like a repercussion. That's not something that you would get killed over due to the fact that they do allied. They have the same common enemy.
Okay. But it wouldn't, and they can hang out with each other, correct?
Yes, sir.
Would you agree that wouldn't be the case for 6 block and 1200 ATK?
Yes, sir. I would agree with you.
They can't hang out with each other.
That's correct.
Are you aware of a person by the name of Mizzle who hangs out with people on both sides?
I am not aware of Missile.
You don't know who he is?
No, sir.
Now, you
Mizzle
referred to
knows
ATK as, I think you said independent contractors?
I just use that as a term of that there's no hierarchy. There's no real leader in the gang.
In the crimes that you talk about they're committing those crimes independently. Person A does them for himself, person B does the crime for himself. They're not working together for the higher goal of ATK.
Not necessarily. They commit the crimes for advancement or for the gang.
So if the person is selling drugs, they're making a profit for themselves. They're not sending it up the chain to anyone at the top of ATK because there is no one at the top of ATK.
I would agree they're not sending it up the chain, yes, sir. But I would imagine that they're selling the drugs for the profit, but I'm not sure what they're doing with the money.
No indication that they're working together for ATK, though, correct?
Not in the scenario you just gave me, no, sir.
Any of the illegal things they're doing scenario, they're not working.
I would say that some of the homicides were probably to benefit ATK.
He just seemed like he's bored to me.
Are you aware of any of the songs by Charles Jones, Julio Foolio?
Yes, sir. I've heard a few.
Are you aware of the God Knows song by Mr.
No, sir. I do not. I don't think I've heard that one.
I think you talked about this, but you agreed that they don't have rules, regulations, or a hierarchy, correct?
Yes, sir. I would agree with you.
Just if I have a moment. Can I have a moment?
Yes.
Is that the detective sniffing, y'all? I thought it was the lawyer.
Detective, these hybrid gangs, Detective,
Okay. That was
good afternoon, Detective.
I thought he passed.
Good. So, Detective, these hybrid gangs are usually groups associated by either growing up together or living in the same neighborhood, correct?
Sometimes, but you get outsiders that join these hybrid gangs as well.
Would you say that the majority or the premise or the underlying core of these groups is their neighborhood association and the fact that they grew up together?
That's one of them, but I wouldn't say that's probably the main one, but there is outsiders that join.
Okay. And I think you said they don't have any hierarchy. They don't have any rules. They don't have any initiations. they don't have any consequences within the group, correct?
Yes, sir.
And oftentimes they act on their own. They don't always have to act in unison. There's nothing that mandates that. That's not part of the rules, correct?
Yes, sir. Correct.
So individually, each one of these people that are in a particular group can do what they want when they want to do it, correct?
Yes, sir.
And they can do it with another one. They can do it with three. They can do it with someone and two people that are not part of the group. There's no criteria for how they act, even in an illegal capacity, correct?
Yes, sir.
Including who they hang out with, correct?
To a certain extent, they would not be allowed in the group, in the gang, if they were hanging out with the ops.
Got it. So what you're saying simply is that you don't think that 1200, somebody from 1200 would be in the open hanging out with somebody from 6 Block. That would be a problem.
That would be a problem. Yes, sir.
And they're not mandated or forced to do a particular thing, whether it be commit a crime or say something about somebody on social media. They're not instructed to do those things. They can do those things if they want to do those things, correct?
Yes, sir.
And a crime, a shooting, a beating, a theft, as it relates to someone else as a victim, whether that victim is in another group or not in another group, can be done without others knowing about it or being good with it, correct?
Yes, sir.
And there are times when individuals in one of these groups commit a crime that others may find out about after that crime committed, even if they're in the group, correct?
Yes, sir.
So, Detective, when you talk about 874 and talking about you as a detective, ATK, and whatever group you have, you only need 2 criteria in order to document somebody under this statute, 874, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you personally, in the course of your time as a gang detective, you utilize 4, 5, or 6 in order to document someone, correct?
Me personally, yes, sir.
Okay. And that doesn't account for anybody else in the unit and whatever they may choose to do, correct?
Yes, sir.
And the reason that you do.
Why do I see y'all saying, hey, Cat, but I can't see Cat? Hey, Cat. How are you, Cat? Long time no see. I actually told them that I saw you tune in to Stephon Diggs. That's how I knew that Cat. That's how I knew that he was on trial. I was like, I just got on YouTube and I see Cat is live. Hey, Aaron. Not a Cat raid. Hey, everybody.
That is because.
Cat, what were y'all watching? I still don't see Cat. Aaron, what were y'all watching on Cat's channel? Because I've been over here since, I think, 9. Watching the rest of day 8. And I don't know if they have a delay. Y'all know the mods control the chat, so I don't even know if it's a delay on here or what. Are y'all watching the same thing? Y'all was watching the same thing. Oh, okay. I didn't stream. Well, I think I streamed until lunchtime, and then after lunch, we I told them we'd come over here later. Yeah, that's it. I always know delay. Okay, thank you. I couldn't see, Eric. It really wasn't towards you, but I couldn't see a message, so I just thought maybe there was a delay or something on the chat. But thank you for everyone that came from Cats Live. I appreciate it. Hey, everybody. Thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate it. So, Aaron, y'all just finished watching this? Well, people who came from Cats Live, thank you, Cat. Thank you. Everyone from Cats Live, can you guys tell me what you're feeling right now? If you had to vote guilty, not guilty, what would be your vote right now? Based on the evidence that has been presented so far, are you all feeling that the state has proved their burden? Or do you still have some more to go? I feel like the state has proved it. I'm sold. There's way too much physical evidence. It's a lot of video evidence, cell phone data. Oh, the social media is killing them. But what are you all feeling right now so far? I heard about a lawsuit, but I haven't seen it yet. All 4, life without parole. Guilty times 4. I haven't seen one I haven't seen anything that would make me feel that there's one person on the that's who's on trial who should go. Not anything. I hadn't seen anything that makes me feel that way. And Gonzalez, I think the more the lawyers try to find stuff, hey Keita, and probably guilty, and they probably go under the jail. I haven't seen anything. Hey K Tally, guilty again. I feel like Mr. Wise needs to snap Sean's thumbs from making the screen recording. Aaron, the screen recording was probably one of the dumbest things I have seen in this trial. And I've seen a lot of dumb things that they did. When that screen recording went from Airbnb to literally showing him going from his page to the Airbnb, why did he screen record it? I don't know why he screen recorded that. You could have just done it and been done with it. Why did you have to screen record it? It's all, I don't know. And it was so long. Lexi, it was so long. I don't know why he did that, but hey, this is what he did. Sean, I think Sean, out of everyone, hang it up. It's over. It is over. Why was the video so long? And just at first, I honestly thought he was looking for Airbnb, because remember when we were watching it, I think I was working, doing other things. I thought he was looking for them an Airbnb. I had no clue that he was actually trying to find Foolio's Airbnb. Craziness. I mean, and the Apple Maps location. Whose house was he at, Aaron? I may have missed that. Are you does this have to do with the picture of Foolio's car back then? I sure hope not. I think that someone said this earlier. This case is a perfect case of how not to commit a murder. I mean, we don't want people to get smarter at it. Oh, Sean in the screen recording. That must have been the first night, Aaron. Excuse me. I just think that they were, I don't know, for them to try to hide it, they were way too careless for me. I don't want to say careless, let's say reckless. There's so much they were doing, including Rashad. I think he wanted to belong. He wanted to belong, just like they said.
You know that different people have different interpretation of this criteria, correct?
Yes, sir.
When you talk about style of dress, it could simply be wearing a piece of jewelry or a necklace that someone believes or has designated has some direct relationship to that group, correct?
Like a necklace specific.
Well, you talked about 23, right?
Yes, sir.
That would be something that would be common in your interpretation to that group as a whole, correct?
Yes, sir.
But everybody doesn't wear them, right?
Not everybody, correct.
You can choose not to wear them, correct?
Correct.
And essentially, in 874, you don't have to be caught committing any kind of a crime.
Kat, can y'all tell me how are y'all telling Kat hey before she just said hey? Kat, I was like, they're saying hey Kat, but I don't see Kat. I don't see Kat in the chats. How did y'all see Kat before I was like, okay, maybe I just missed it. It's not that many of us in here today, so I'm like, maybe I just missed when she popped in. Something was going on. Oh, it showed y'all at the bottom. Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. Because I was really like, I'm like, I see that more people are here, but I'm just thinking, how did they know Kat was here? I don't see Kat. And then she pops in now. Okay. She redirected the chat to us. Thank you again, Kat friend. Long time. It's been a long time, Kat. Kat, I told them I didn't know Stephon Diggs' trial started until I got on. I was trying to check my live to make sure everything was going well. And I saw that you were live. And I said, oh my God, Stephon Diggs' trial started today. So yeah. So it sent you guys a notification. I was really no, Sharonda, I kept saying, everyone is saying, hey cat, hey cat. I went through the comments and I'm like, I don't see cat. But I take their word for it. It's too many people saying, hey cat, she has to be here or something. So yes. Thank y'all for being here. Like the live while you're here. I appreciate it. Hey Mel. Hi girl. How are you? Girl, I've been here for a week now. I've been doing weekend streams. So I've been doing marathons. I have a little job now. But I've been doing weekend streams to catch up on the trials. I'm here like 12 to 14 hours on Saturdays, and on Sundays probably 6 to 8 hours. I'm streaming too, and through the week as well. Aaron, that lady and those hot dogs, I'm done. $2,000 a week for hot dogs.
You can simply wear a particular piece of jewelry and be one step closer to being designated a gang member by the statute, correct?
You can answer. Go ahead if you know.
Well,
The jewelry and the clothing coupled with other stuff leads it to be gang related. Yes, sir.
And let me phrase it a little bit differently. You don't have to commit a crime to be a gang member, correct?
Correct.
So have you used informants to document people as gang members?
Yes, sir.
And normally those informants are under the statute need to be reliable informants, correct? Documented, reliable informants.
There's two different ways
Right.
in the criteria that's outlined, but mine were documented and reliable. Yes, sir.
And you're talking about the second one being if they're unreliable, you have to go out and you have to get some other information that would corroborate with what that person or that confidential informant says.
Yes, sir.
Right? Does that mean that you could use something by an undocumented confidential informant and then go and confirm it with another undocumented confidential informant? Or go and verify it by talking to someone on the street who might give you the same answer?
Generally, I would get that information and then I would find some type of maybe social media or some type of physical post or evidence that you can see that corroborates what they said.
That would be your opinion, because obviously you have to interpret that social media to determine whether or not there's a corroboration or not.
Yes, sir. That's how I would do it. That's how I would interpret that stage of the law. Yes, sir.
Okay. And you've never, in your 3+ years as a gang detective, ever documented anybody with two criteria, have you?
No, sir.
You testified a little earlier about Rashad Murphy and his association to Ghost 187, correct?
Yes, sir.
Is it fair to say that you have never documented or screenshotted or put in any report or archive?
Thank you, Paris, for becoming a member. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Any sighting that you've had with Rashad Murphy on an Instagram account?
That would
Fair
be.
to say?
Yes, sir. I haven't written any reports.
And so when you watch social media or Instagram,
Kat, she is my favorite. The older gentleman, I think he tries, but I don't know if it's his voice, his tone. I don't know what it is. Can't get with it. The second young lady, the second prosecutor, I just hate how she forgets names. I think that really irks my nerves so bad, especially with a case this big. And she never catches when she's messing up the names. She's almost as worse as Davion's attorney. But hey, neither here nor there. She is my favorite. I call her Redhead. Redhead is my favorite. Her crosses are always just, in her direct examinations, she's always to the point. And when she comes back and you try to play her on cross, she's going to make sure don't play with me. Don't play with me. Don't play.
or Spaces or Facebook or Reddit or whatever you're attempting to investigate, either for a crime or to document a gang member, it would be important to memorialize those incidents when you go to explain why someone or how someone got documented. Would you agree with me?
If it was relevant to the documentation, yes, sir.
Okay. Well, relevance to the documentation would be if you are using something you saw in order to document somebody, right?
Yes, sir.
And when it comes to Ghost 187, you've never seen on that account any picture of Rashad Murphy, correct?
No, sir.
You've never seen any picture that you could associate with Rashad Murphy, correct?
No, sir.
Y'all, why is Gonzalez going down this road again? He is going down the road again that no one knows that that's Rashad Murphy's his Instagram account, when we literally have seen his Instagram account connected to his email, connected to his Google, connected to his name. I don't know why he keeps going down this rabbit hole. I guess he has to do something.
You can't tell me what you saw when you saw something associated with Rashad Murphy on that account, can you?
I can.
Who?
I can.
When did that happen?
Really?
I'm not sure the exact time, but he used the live feature.
Okay. And who was it with?
He's by himself.
Okay. And you don't know what date or what month or what year?
No, sir.
Much of what's been going on in our trial here has been screenshotting those things. Did you ever screenshot that?
No, sir.
Nothing further. Thanks, Judge.
Yes, sir.
Okay, who's doing cross for Davion Murphy, Mr. Sonardi, or Ms. Toomey?
And both of these attorneys, neither of them are my favorite. Neither. I can't even pick
How are
which
you?
one I prefer.
Sir, how long have you been with the, you said this and I missed it, with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office?
It'd be 10 years in September.
10 years, okay. And you became a member of the gang unit 3 or 4 years ago, is that what I understood you to say?
Yes, sir. The fall of 2022.
22, okay. And am I correct in understanding that Jacksonville Sheriff's Office encompasses all of Duval County? Is that?
Yes, sir. We're
Jurisdiction?
consolidated.
All consolidated?
Yes,
correct?
sir.
That includes obviously the city of Jacksonville, but it's all of Duval County.
Yes, sir. We do not have a police department within Jacksonville that, other than our beaches that do Duval County.
And then back in January of last year of 2025, you were assisting Detective Drayback in the interview of Davion Murphy, correct?
Yes, sir.
And prior to that interview in January of 2025, had you had any prior contact with Davion Murphy?
No, sir.
Did you even know who Davion Murphy was prior to that contact in January of 2025?
No, sir. I did not.
Thank you, Abby, for the
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Wise or Ms. Finkelstein?
Why is he searching for the attorneys as they come? He's like, okay, who's next? Who's coming next?
Good afternoon.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
I'm gonna ask you a couple questions about, we saw that chart that you had Mr. Gathright's photo on,
Yes, ma'am.
and I don't think it said it on there, but you followed up with the state that you considered him an associate, right?
I would right now. Yes, ma'am.
And I believe your words were a loose affiliate.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you've previously described it as very, very loosely based on his association with Isaiah Chance, right?
Prior to this incident, the investigation continued into ATK. I found that him and Isaiah Chance were really close.
Close friends.
Yes, ma'am.
The statute defines the gang associate as someone meeting, either admitting to you they're in a gang, right? That's the first one,
Yes, ma'am.
which doesn't usually happen.
Yes, generally.
Or they have to meet a single criteria for what would be a gang member, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So in this case, again, it was associating with one or more
No.
known gang members.
Yes, ma'am.
And the statute, it gives, sometimes Florida statutes will give you definitions of things to kind of guide you, right?
Yes, ma'am.
In this case, there's some definitions, but they don't really define what an association is as far as the activity, correct?
Yes, I would agree.
So when they say they associate with somebody, that could be hanging out at their house or committing crimes.
I would agree.
So in this case, you learned that he was friends with Mr. Chance, that they might have gone to each other's homes.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you become aware, I know we talked about this before, you became involved in this investigation, kind of assisting Tampa, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you become aware of, once you knew, well, let me ask you this, let me back up. Prior to that, you never heard of Sean Gathright?
Correct.
Didn't know the name?
No, ma'am.
Wouldn't have picked him out of a photo?
No clue who he was.
You want me to approach the clerk briefly?
Yep.
I feel like the more they point out that no one knew Sean, the more I wonder, well, why
You
did
were shown some photos from social media. You weren't on Mr. Gathright's social media, correct?
No, ma'am.
And from what you can recall from your investigation, he wasn't tagged in any posts that you saw of Mr. Chance?
Not that I'm aware of.
Didn't see any comments or anything from him that you can think of offhand?
No, ma'am.
We saw some videos or still shots of music videos, and you indicated on Direct to the State that not everybody raps in the videos, but there are other people in them, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And in no videos that you saw of Mr. Chance was Mr. Gathright either rapping or in the video, right?
Not that I saw.
Hey, Bray.
Bear with me. I'm hoping these are still in order, but I'm not sure. I'm going to show you what's been in evidence as States 126G. Remember that photo?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and I just want to show it to you for reference. But on Direct, you had indicated that sometimes when you see a photo like this on social media, you're able to say who you recognize as a documented member, right?
Correct.
And then sometimes you'll see somebody who you consider undocumented, but they're familiar to you.
Correct.
And in none of these photos did you see Mr. Gathright, now that you know who he is.
No, ma'am, I have not.
And prior to this investigation, should there have been a photo like that, right? So in this, sorry, to go back to 126G, you pointed to this gentleman here, I believe, looks like a red shirt.
Yes, ma'am.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I think you said that he was not documented, but you knew who he was.
He's not documented ATK.
Okay, but you knew who he was.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. And that wouldn't have applied to Mr. Gathright if he was in that photo, right?
Correct.
151 is in evidence, and I'm going to show you B.
Okay.
You saw that a few minutes ago, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And I don't think that you answered the name, but I know you said that you recognize this person with Mr. Chance. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am. That's Xavier Harrison.
Okay, that's his legal name?
Yes, ma'am.
What is his nickname?
He goes by the nickname of Fat Zay.
Fat Zay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And this is from a music video, I believe, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a moment?
Yep.
So there are two fat days. What is Sean? Y'all, I'm always wondering what is Sean trying to correct her on here.
No further questions. Thank you.
Okay, redirect.
Yes, ma'am.
Detective, is Rashad Murphy or Ghost 187 the Instagram account you were asked about by Mr. Gonzalez, an individual associated to ATK or the gang that you are required to document?
No, ma'am.
Had you observed Ghost 187 or Rashad Murphy on that live at some point during just documenting social media?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that a practice that you utilize in your everyday experience at work?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you document everything that you see on social media?
No, ma'am.
You were also asked about the criteria which Mr. Isaiah Chance meets in utilizing, and whether you utilized several of the depictions for several categories. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, if you, in your documentation of Isaiah Chance as an ATK member, completely eliminated all of the pictures that I showed to you under category 4, been observed in the company of known criminal gang members, would you still have sufficient elements to document Isaiah Chance as an ATK gang member?
Yes, ma'am.
If you eliminated all of the associations with one or more criminal gang members, would you have sufficient documentation to identify Isaiah Chance as a criminal gang member?
Yes, ma'am.
Does the Florida statute say identified as a criminal gang member of ATK specifically or member of a gang?
Member of a gang.
And is the evidence that you are collecting, regardless of Jacksonville Sheriff's Office's records for those documentations, towards gang membership as a whole?
Yes, ma'am.
Does Jacksonville Sheriff's Office employ certain report completion techniques or save records related to specific gangs in Jacksonville?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that what we're referencing when we say that you're assigned to a specific gang?
Yes, ma'am.
But does the statute for Florida actually generically indicate gang membership as it relates to clothing, hand signs, the association with other criminal gang members, et cetera, as gang membership in general?
Yes, ma'am.
Regardless of whether Isaiah Chance was actually at the time of the murder affiliated to ATK or 1200, did Isaiah Chance meet criminal gang definitions by statute?
Yes, ma'am.
You were asked specifically also about the falling out and what you interpreted the social media posts of Isaiah Chance to mean from Gun Isaiah. Do you recall that question?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you specifically also recall the social media post where on his Instagram account, Isaiah Chance posted about FATK and NHG?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand or interpret those posts to mean he was having a falling out with NHG and ATK?
When you put them together, yes, ma'am, it makes sense.
Did he specifically specifically reference the fact that they did not go hard for Tilly's death because Tilly was murdered?
Yes, he has.
And what does that mean? They didn't go hard for Tilly.
They didn't get the get back that he thought that they should have.
He specifically writes those things on his social media posts, does he not?
Yes, ma'am, he does.
You were also asked about whether specific areas relate to specific individuals growing up in groups.
Correct.
What members of, or excuse me, what originations does ATK have as it relates to living in the suburbs?
There's several associates and members that live in the suburbs. They're often called like creative players.
When you were talking about the outsiders that joined, specifically only I'm going to ask you about ATK.
Okay.
Outsiders that joined, are there any of them seated here today?
Yes, ma'am.
Who are the outsiders that joined?
That's a physical member would be Isaiah Chance, and then an associate would be Sean Gathright.
Is this what you're referencing when you say created players?
Yes, ma'am. I would classify Sean Gathright due to him being associated as a creative player or like a little do it type person.
You were asked by Mr. Gonzalez about, or maybe Mr. Petridis, about working together to commit crimes. Are all of the crimes that are committed by the ATK members done with every single member of ATK present?
No, ma'am.
Are there crimes that are committed with more than one member of ATK present?
Yes, ma'am.
Are those crimes having been committed, or those events then published in social or wrapped about in drill raps?
They have been.
And are those drill raps monetizing for those individuals or certain individuals from those gangs as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Lastly, you were asked about why being friends with each other could equate to a criminal gang association. Do you recall those questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Does the criteria that's provided by statute associates with one or more known criminal gang members? Are you able to satisfy that if two individuals have committed murder together?
Yes, ma'am.
How about two individuals committing an attempted murder?
Yes, ma'am.
Does that mean associated together if two of those people are identified as being there and present when those crimes were committed?
That would be a strong case for it. Yes, ma'am.
And in the last 2 years, as previously discussed, have there been convictions for individuals from ATK having committed murder or killing members of the block?
Yes, ma'am.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, and this one is be excused, subject to
She
recall.
didn't play.
Okay, thank you, Detective. You're free to go.
She did not
Um,
play.
Let's go ahead. Let's call another witness and at least get to 6 o'clock-ish, see where we are.
Judge's state was called Detective Trey McCullum.
Aaron, is this the detective they have the lawsuit against that's about to come on? That's about to come on the stand now? Aaron, Sean's attorneys should have had him strongly take a plea. I think out of everyone, he is the one that really needs to take the plea. Okay, this is him. Okay, thank you, Aaron. Because I heard it got a little messy when he got on the stand.
Very good. You may proceed.
Please state your full name for the record.
It's Detective Trey McCullough.
How are you employed?
I'm employed by the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office.
How long have you been with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office?
Roughly a little over 10 and a half years.
Prior to joining Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, do you have any prior law enforcement experience?
I do.
What was that?
I was a deputy at Bradford County Sheriff's Office for a year and a half. And then from there, I went to the Baker County Sheriff's Office for 3.5 years. And then from there, I started my career at the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office.
What currently is your position with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office?
I'm currently assigned as a gang detective in the at the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office.
How long have you been a gang detective?
A little over 4.5 years.
How many detectives are in the gang unit?
There's 12.
What gang are you specifically assigned to cover?
6 block.
Prior to becoming a gang detective with Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, as a patrol officer with Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, did you have occasion to respond to incidences involving the gang war between ATK 1200 and 6 block?
Yes, ma'am.
Approximately how many incidents did you respond to before even joining the gang unit?
I couldn't give you an exact number. The area that I was assigned to ride and patrol was like in the heart of the 1200 out east area. So over the years, I couldn't give you an exact number, but there were numerous.
What were the years when you were in patrol at the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office assigned to the heart of that area?
That would have been from 2016 to 2018, like 2019.
Is that as long as there has been disputes between those groups?
Are you asking me if that's when they started, or did they start prior to that?
No, during that time period when you were working.
Yes, ma'am.
Prior to that, has there been other groups that were kind of the predecessors of, let's start with 6 block.
Yes.
What groups were the predecessors of 6 block?
I think historically, if you go back, it was the 45th Street Gang, and from there it went to PCE.
Is that short for Problem Child Entertainment?
Yes, ma'am.
as well as I'm going to ask about ATK. Was there a predecessor group or a group that ATK evolved from or
Yes.
was a subset of?
Yes, ma'am.
What was that?
I believe it was called the Youngin Gang.
Youngin Gang. And when we talk about the Youngin Gang that preceded ATK, was there a specific individual that was known as a gang member, Youngin Gang, that continued into ATK?
Yes, ma'am.
Who was that?
His name was Kenyatta Bullard, and he goes by Youngin Ace.
Youngin Ace. Did you receive specialized training in order to become a detective in the gang unit?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
What type of training did you receive?
I've attended numerous conferences put on by the FGIA, which is the Florida Gang Investigators Association. I've attended numerous classes throughout my career at the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office that's put on through HIDA, and other classes that we've kind of had like in-house with other previous gang detectives and whatnot.
As a detective in the gang unit, what are the daily duties and responsibilities?
Just to monitor whatever gang that you're assigned to, whether that's social media, following any updated trends, and trying to prevent any violent crime occurring throughout the city of Jacksonville.
And even though you're specifically assigned to 6 Block, are you familiar with their rival gangs as well as other gangs in the Jacksonville area?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you and other detectives in your unit share information and assist one another with investigations?
We do, yes.
Now I'm going to ask you about the different types of gangs. You are familiar with the Florida Statute 874, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Familiar with the criteria for what it is to be considered a criminal gang, as well as the criteria established by statute for what constitutes a gang member, as well as a gang associate, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Are there different types of gangs?
Yes, ma'am.
And how would you describe 6 Block, the gang that you are assigned to?
It's a neighborhood gang, so there's a lot of similarities, with the national, gang. As far as 6 Block goes, it clearly meets the Florida State Statute under 874 as a criminal gang, but they're more of like neighborhood, like hybrid gangs. Whereas in your national gangs, you see like a hierarchy, a structure where it's organized. What we have seen and what we've experienced in Duval County is more of like the neighborhood hybrid stuff where there's no hierarchy, so forth.
And when you talk about national gangs, nationally recognized gangs, can you give us an example of that, what you're talking about?
Sure. So like your Bloods and your Crips are national gangs. And usually from my training and experience, there's some type of like hierarchy and structure. Whereas versus in the gangs that we deal with, or at least in Jacksonville, most of them, there's not a lot of structure or organization.
So in those nationally recognized gangs, there's actually a hierarchy where you have a leader who calls the shots and gives orders. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
In these hybrid gangs, there is no such hierarchy.
No, ma'am.
And according to 874, the criminal gang definition, in order to be a criminal gang, it can have a formal or informal organization or association or group even. Is that correct?
That's correct.
As long as there are 3 or more members?
3 or more members.
And what is one of the primary activities of this group?
To either commit delinquent or criminal acts, and they usually have a common name or color or hand symbol.
Was 6 Block, was that documented by the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office as a criminal gang?
Yes, ma'am.
When did that occur?
That occurred in August of 2019.
Was that before you joined the criminal gang unit at the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office?
Yes, ma'am.
And was that documented by others that had been in your unit before you were assigned to the gang unit?
Yes, ma'am.
And is it part of the gang unit to keep that documentation and maintain that documentation even when there is a successor detective that takes over that role?
Yes, ma'am.
And would you have reviewed all of that documentation when you took over the assignment, being assigned specifically to 6 Block?
Yes, ma'am.
When was specifically 6 Block documented by the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office as a criminal gang?
In August of 2019.
And did that documentation, did that include naming 3 or more members at that time that were identifiable as criminal gang members in that group, identifiable group?
Yes, ma'am. I believe there was actually 4 members that were documented under whenever the criminal gang 6 Block was documented.
Was Charles Jones one of those original criminal gang documented members?
Yes, ma'am.
Was he also documented as a 6 Block gang member at the time?
He was.
Who were the other individuals that were documented alongside of him?
The other 3, including Charles Jones, was Keon White, Felix Poussey, and Derek Norris.
And was there documentation for that field incident report that outlined the different criminal activity which was the primary activity of this particular group?
There was.
And what sort of criminal activity was Charles Jones and other members of his group engaged in order to qualify as a criminal gang pursuant to Florida statute?
Some of the incidents that were, notated in that documentation, there were numerous violent crimes, numerous drug arrests involving firearms, where several individuals were sentenced to prison. They clearly showed a style of dress and a, common hand sign that they would often flash, which, clearly under the Florida state statute would, qualify them, as a criminal gang in the state of Florida.
And going back to that definition or the criteria of criminal gang, what was the gang sign or hand sign for 6?
It was, would you like me to demonstrate? Or
Yes, sir.
It was just a 6 like this.
Was there another hand sign that was used and designated by other members of 6 Block?
There was a K that they was in reference to Kendra Austin, who died in 2016, and they would flash the K like this.
And is that common to gangs, hybrid gangs, when they are either utilizing style of dress or hand signs that it can relate to a deceased member who has died in this gang war?
Yes, ma'am.
And then I'm going to go to style of dress for 6 Block. Was there a style of dress adopted by this group 6 Block back when it was first documented?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell us what the style of dress was or what was the evidence of that for 6 Block to designate that you were a member of that group?
Well, there have been several, but a few of them were Lawrence Davis. He went by Trady. He was murdered in June of 2018, I believe. And they often wore like T-shirts with his face on it. They had shirts with Kendra Austin, the one I previously mentioned. There were several other styles of dress. There were pendants they would wear, like chains with the, like similar to this, but it would be like a picture of the fallen member who had passed away.
And going back to the primary activity is the commission of criminal or delinquent acts. During this time when 6 Block is being documented as a criminal gang, is there a war and a dispute with another group of individuals when they are first documented?
Yes, ma'am.
And who would that war be?
Who would the war be against?
Yes, sir.
It would be ATK and 1200.
And is based on some of the documentation, again, for the primary activities of the commission of the criminal acts that this group is participating in, is there also been documentation, again, on social media, either through posts or through the posting of drill rap music to show that those criminal acts were for the primary purpose of benefiting the gang?
There has.
Can you give us a couple of examples of specifically this time period when 6 Block was first designated as a criminal gang in Jacksonville?
So anytime a rival gang member would be murdered, they would oftentimes post on social media with different, laughing emojis, or they would make a statement, referencing the victim of that violent crime. And they would oftentimes, post it on social media, whether it be, Instagram, Facebook, or, all the, social media platforms out there.
Your Honor, at this time we introduced into evidence States Exhibit 34 and 84C.
Okay, any objection, Mr. Gonzalez?
No new objections, Your Honor.
Okay, any new objections, Mr. Stenardi? Okay, Ms. Wise?
No objection.
Okay, Mr. Petridis? C.
84C.
That was B that came in. Okay, submitted.
Detective McCullough, who is being depicted in States Exhibit 34?
That is Charles Jones.
And you said at the same time that 6 Block was documented by the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office as an official criminal gang. Was Charles Jones, was he also documented as a criminal member of 6 Block?
That's correct. At the time 6 Block was documented as a criminal gang, he was one of the 4 individuals that was documented on that same documentation.
Did Charles Jones, did he have well-known nicknames at the time that he was referred to by others in the gang as well as the public?
Yes, he did.
What were those nicknames?
He went by Foolio, Little Six. His Instagram handle was Julio Foolio, but in Duval County, everybody referred to him as Foolio.
And are you familiar with the different 11 criteria set out by the legislature, which can be a factor in determining whether or not somebody qualifies as a criminal gang member?
Yes, ma'am.
At the time when Charles Jones was first documented as a criminal gang member of 6 Block, what were the criteria that he met under this statute 87404?
I would have to refer back to his documentation because I'm not the one who documented him, but from what I can remember, I believe he, out of the 11, criteria, he had the tattoo, he flashed the hand sign, he associated with one or more criminal gang members. He was identified by a reliable, documented, confidential informant. But I don't quite know exactly what all of the 11 criteria that he met, but I do know that ones that I named were some of the ones that, he obviously met.
And under the statute, you just have to meet 2, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And how many have you just listed for us?
I don't, 6 or 7, maybe, I'm not sure.
And you're going by memory. Would looking at the paperwork, would that help refresh your recollection?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you bring that with you
I
today?
did.
Can you take a look at it and then let me know when your memory's refreshed?
So the criteria that Charles Jones met was he was identified by, as a documented, reliable informant. He adopts the style of dress of the criminal gang. He would flash the hand sign. He had the tattoo, and he associates with one or more known criminal gang members.
And what kind of tattoo did Charles Jones have?
He had several. The most noticeable one was the big number 6 on his neck, as you could see in that photo. And then he had, I think it was Osama over his left eye right here, which was in reference to another fallen member.
Of 6 Block?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to show you states 84C, being assigned as the gang detective for 6 Block. Are you familiar with this particular chart?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this an exhaustive chart of members that have been documented by the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office of members belonging to 6 Block?
These are, just a few.
And members and associates, is that correct?
That's correct.
And can we start? Obviously, this is Charles Jones in the upper left-hand corner. I'm going to ask you about Adrian Gaynor. What was his nickname?
It was Bibby. He also went by Osama, which is the tattoo that he had on his, above his left eye.
So he also had a recognizable tattoo that was distinctive to 6 Block members. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And what was the nature of the relationship, if you know, between Adrian Gaynor and Charles Jones, between Bibby and Julio Foolio?
To my knowledge, they were just very close friends. I don't know if they were actually like blood related. Bibby was quite a bit younger than Charles Jones. And he was Bibby was murdered in the apartment complex where Charles Jones kind of, I guess, essentially formed. You should, like
Is that the Hilltop Apartments?
Yes, ma'am.
That's the area known for 6 Block where they hang, or where they come from and where they hang out. Is that correct?
Correct. It's 1646 West 45th Street.
And then in the upper right-hand corner, Xavier Edwards.
Yes, ma'am.
Is he a documented member or an associate?
He's
of
a
6 Block?
documented member.
Okay. And what was his nickname?
It's Omerta.
And he was one of the individuals down here in Tampa with the victim at the time the victim was killed. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And then I'm going to ask you about Robert Howard. You familiar with Mr. Howard?
I am.
And is he a documented member of 6 Block?
He is.
And had he previously, before 6 Block was formed, was he associated with the predecessor of 6 Block, PCE?
He was.
Then I'm going to ask you about Jaquan Pickens. What is his nickname?
His nickname is Jake Jid.
And what is his membership or associated status in relationship to 6 Block?
He was a documented member of Bully Gang prior to him, passing away.
Now, I want to ask you about Bully Gang. We've heard a lot of testimony about 6 Block. Can you tell us about Bully Gang? Is that a documented gang in Jacksonville?
It's a documented subset of the criminal gang 6 Block.
So what does it mean to be a subset of a criminal gang?
It's essentially like a smaller group within the larger organization, which would be 6 Block. And a lot of times, not all the time, it consists of a few, like few or more people, but they oftentimes reference the same hand signs, style of dress, but it's they might go by like a small little different name, or might be, in this case, like the guys who are under Bully Gang are like 4 to 5 years younger than the most of the guys that were documented under 6 Block.
And you've already talked about the predecessor group, PC. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And again, when we're talking about PC, Problem Child Entertainment, were they an older group than Charles Jones and members of 6 Block?
That's correct.
But members of 6 Block friendly with PC, is that correct?
That's correct. It's just basically like the older version of 6 Block.
So what we have happening is younger generations. Is that what is going on with these kind of new subsets that are popping up in these neighborhoods?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to ask you specifically about Don Julio. Are you familiar with that?
Yes, ma'am.
It's a drink, correct?
Correct.
Was there some significance with Don Julio in relation to Charles Jones, Julio Foolio in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Was that a drink that was associated with him?
That's what. Yes, ma'am.
And after his death, did you start noticing that Don Julio bottle being utilized by his oppositional, his ops, his rival gangs?
I did.
Was there a rap video that was posted and produced by Young and Ace, a high-profile member of ATK?
There was. I believe it was called Game Over.
And was that Don Julio bottle, was that highly featured in that rap video?
It was.
And were there other postings by members of oppositional groups seen celebrating drinking Don Julio?
Yes.
I'm going to ask you about, you said that you, as part of your daily activities, you monitor social media accounts. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you monitoring the social media accounts of members of Six Block and other gangs in Jacksonville?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you monitoring the drill rap videos?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that something that you utilize in your work as a gang detective?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
And is that something that is posted after either a homicide or an aggravated battery or shooting that occurs in this gang war?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a monetization from these high-profile drill rap artists such as Julio Foolio that they get money based on the number of social media clicks that they get?
Yes, ma'am. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but to my knowledge, I know the more views they get, then the more money it is. But as far as the details of that, I'm not exactly sure how that works.
And is it frequent that these drill rap videos are posted after a oppositional member is shot and killed?
That's correct.
Your Honor, may I have one moment?
Yes.
Your Honor, we pass the witness.
Okay. Mr. Gonzalez, any questions?
Now you know he has questions.
Detective, Don Julio is a oftentimes consumed alcohol or particular type of alcohol with the African American Black community, especially in the rap culture. Correct?
Correct.
We're the only ones who drink Don
So
Julio.
it was not specific to Julio Foolio's death, even though his first name is Julio. Correct?
I think that we at the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office gang unit detectives, we interpreted that they were referencing Charles Jones's murder because it was immediately after. As far as what anyone else or another rapper, if they post a video, like I can't speak to that, but we took it as they were trying to throw shade towards Charles Jones.
And that was a direct relationship to the fact that Don Julio is a particular type of tequila, and his first name or street name was Julio. Correct?
Correct.
And Bully Gang would have been the younger version of Six Block, who, in a certain sense, Charles Jones founded, correct?
That's fair to say, yes.
And his moniker was actually the name of the gang, Six.
Correct.
You would know of any other reason he would be called Six other than his relationship as the most prominent member of that group.
Along with the apartments that are located at 1646 West 45th Street, Hilltop.
You began in January 2022, correct?
That's correct.
Took both the beginner and the intermediate class with the Florida Gang Association.
Yes, sir.
The HIDA courses, they were courses that were rounded courses. Some of them had to do with gangs, some of them had to do with drugs, some of them had to do with social media. It's more of a general program. You can pick and choose what you want, correct?
Yes, sir.
You talked about the murder, I think it was in 2014, of Prosper Johnson, right?
Talked about it when.
Yeah, did I hear you mention it in your direct examination?
No, sir.
You did not? I'm sorry. You talked about Deontay Holsey,
No, sir.
okay? And 6 Block as a gang was documented before you, correct?
Yes, sir. Correct.
Mr. Jones put out several drill rap videos himself, correct?
He put out numerous. Yes.
Were some of his videos not drill rap, or were they all drill rap?
I believe there were a few that were you could like they didn't fall under the category of drill rap. As far as the names, I don't remember what the names are.
That's what pretty much he was known for, though, was the drill rap type of video that disrespects other people, correct?
Yes, sir. Correct.
And that got him a little more notoriety, a little fame in the music world, more clicks is more money, that type of situation when you talk about monetizing, correct?
Correct.
And in When I See You, he's talking about, or he's saying that when I see you, I'm going to kill you, right? Is that how you interpret it? When he says, when I see you, and he talks about where he goes and what places he goes, and he's looking for you?
Are you referencing the song that he released?
I am, When I See You, yes.
That's not how I took it. No, sir.
Okay. So how did you take when he utilizes in that drill rap video, When I See You, and talks about driving down certain streets and carrying iron?
The way that I took it was his response from the ATK/1200 side of the song that they released. And then When I See You, I believe the original artist is Fantasia, which is it was a song years ago.
I'm playing this.
Okay.
And he just that was his response to the ATK/1200 song that they, released, I guess, a week or several days prior.
When I see you, what am I going to do? I mean, I'm not sure what Fantasia, was doing when she said it, but when Julio Foolio says it, when I see you, means there's going to be a problem. I'm going to kill you. He talks about carrying iron down the street when I see you.
I mean, he talks about, numerous, lyrics throughout all his music, but if you take it that way, then that's the way,
And you interpret it, I interpret it, but obviously you interpreting it is part of your job, right?
That's correct.
And so you obviously don't believe it was a threat.
No, sir, I do not. I believe it was a response to the other side song that they
Ain't no
released
threat.
several days prior.
And when you talk about in these videos taking credit, what you mean by that is that after there's a shooting, after there's a murder, after there's a violent crime of some type, a drill rap video will be put out disrespecting that person, either who was shot or who died, correct?
Correct.
Maybe celebrating it,
Correct.
maybe saying that person deserved what they got, that type of thing,
Correct.
correct? That goes out to hundreds, thousands of people, right?
They put it on social media as far as how many people view it. I can't answer that.
Well, you would know by looking at the
Correct. Yeah, right.
the
Yeah.
amount of views, right?
Sure.
And it's crazy the amount of views it gets, right?
Right.
And that doesn't mean that person who put out that video killed anybody, does it? It's not an admission to a crime of any kind.
Nope.
Child, is he defending Young and Ace up there? What's going on?
Did you document Kenny Caps?
I redocumented him in 2024. Yes.
Okay. And that would have been after the 5-year period, which he was originally documented, must have been in 2019.
Yes, sir.
At least, do you know if that was for the first time in 2019?
I believe he was first documented in 2019 whenever 6 Block was documented.
Do you know how he got his name?
Kenny Caps? No, sir, I do not.
You want him to say because he capped people so bad.
How many criteria do you use, detective, before you document someone?
I try to use at least 4 or 5.
And every detective does their own thing when it comes to that, right?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever documented somebody with by the use of a previously untested confidential informant?
I don't believe so, but I would have to go back and review, but I don't believe I have.
Probably would be the preferable way to meet that criteria, correct? Given other possibilities?
I mean, like I said, there's 11 different criteria. I guess it depends on that specific detective and what they are trying to accomplish whenever they, document that member for whatever criminal gang.
And when you are in the company of one or more gang member 4 or more times, that's one criteria.
That's correct.
And If you associate with one or more gang member, that's one criteria, correct?
That's correct.
But you can fulfill two of those criteria at once, can't you?
I guess technically you could, yeah.
Have you ever used both of those criteria based on one circumstance?
One of the criteria that I always use is the been in the presence of a criminal gang member 4 or more times, because at that point, me personally, I'm trying to prove whenever I document someone that if I can show 4 different times or more that they were around a documented, criminal gang member, that shows a pattern, but that's just a personal preference.
I know the law is the law, but you would agree with me, simply because someone is in the company of someone.
Your Honor, relevance. I'm going to sustain the way the question is being phrased.
We already know where you about to go.
He doesn't get to comment on the law. The law is the law.
Understood. So based on the criteria, if someone was in the company of a known gang member 4 or more times, that would make them a gang member, or that would meet that criteria on the way to making them a gang member, correct?
If we were trying to document that individual, because obviously there has been the questions, brought up in the past, there's been, guys who've never been in trouble and they're trying to do the right thing, but they're, associated or related to, say their brother is a gang member and, they've been on, 4 family vacations. I don't think those are the individuals that we're going to use that specific criteria to document that individual.
Would you also categorize in that same way someone who grew up with someone, raised together on the same street, played football together, might end up going to the different high schools, but they see each other multiple times a week for a variety of different reasons? Would you categorize that the same way?
I think me personally, I think at a certain age, then I think that they know right from wrong. And if they continue to hang out with that individual and they're, living like the individual who's, previously documented, then I think that shows a pattern.
Living like that is one thing, but you would consider simply having an association with that person, even if you're adult, and saying, no matter my relationship with them the rest of my life, I need to not be around them simply because they are a gang member.
I mean, from what we see, and at least all I can speak to, my knowledge, usually when, they do that, it's posting a picture online, or they've been, in a vehicle and they've been, there was an officer who conducted a traffic stop, whether there was an arrest made or not, like that, to me, that shows a pattern that they are, like choosing to hang out with that individual versus them running into them at, the grocery store.
So they're hanging out with the wrong people.
Correct.
Nothing further. Thank you.
Any questions, Mr. Sonardi?
Good evening, Detective.
Good evening.
So I understand that you've been with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office over 10 years, pushing 11.
Yes, sir.
And of those years, 4.5 or more have been in the gang unit. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. Are you familiar with an artist by the name of Holly TV, Holli TV?
No, sir. I don't believe I am.
You're familiar with a song by him titled Julio, where he's singing about Don Julio?
No, sir. I'm not.
It's had over 1 million views. You're not familiar with that?
No, sir.
All right. Prior to January of 2025, you had no contact with Davion Murphy, correct?
That's correct.
And you didn't even know who Davion Murphy was in January 25, correct?
That's correct.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Wise, any questions? Mr. Petridis, any questions?
Good afternoon, Detective.
Good afternoon.
Are you aware, you talked about Mr. Jones's songs, are you aware of the song God Knows?
No, sir. I'm not.
You
Why does he keep asking?
I'm not saying I haven't. The name, it doesn't ring a bell.
So you wouldn't know any of the lyrics in that song?
Of that specific song, no, sir.
And are you aware of someone by the name of Mizzle?
I am.
Is he associated with 6 Block members?
Yes, sir.
Do you ever see him associate with ATK or 1200 members?
I have.
Do you know his real name?
I don't. I think his last name is Taylor, but as far as his first name, I'm not sure. But I just know him as his, nickname.
Okay. Thank you, Detective. Go ahead.
Okay, redirect.
Honey, he's so sweet though. I saw him after that.
Documented gang member of 6 Block.
No, ma'am.
Is he an associate of 6 Block?
I guess you could consider him an associate.
Just based on the criteria, is that correct?
That's correct.
You have not documented him as a gang member, is that correct?
That's correct.
And you said you yourself don't document anyone unless they are 4 or 5 or more, is that correct?
That's correct.
And that is a conservative approach, is that correct?
That's correct.
The statute only requires 2.
2 or more, yes, ma'am.
I think you're specifically asked about familial people that hang out together, is that correct?
That's correct.
That doesn't necessarily mean they are doing any sort of gang activity, is that correct?
That's correct.
However, it is a different scenario altogether if those familial members are actively committing a homicide together. Is that correct?
That's correct.
I have nothing further, Judge.
Okay, may this witness be excused?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Free to go. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and break. Yep. What?
We're going to proffer something out of the presence of the jury.
Okay, well, let me excuse the jury and then we'll do that. Okay. Okay. All right. It's time for our evening recess. Just remember my previous instructions. Don't read, watch, listen to any news accounts. Talk to anyone about this case. Do any independent investigation. We'll begin at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. All right. Very good. See you then.
All right.
I think everyone was confused on what dad was. And then we were seeing in large crime chat everything. I'll still call him dad.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes,
Okay.
I just typed it over here.
Sure. Come on up.
Judge, we had previously filed a motion on behalf of Davion Murphy for judicial notice of the fact that Detective McCulloch was one of, I believe, 4 defendants that were charged and, filed in federal court, along with a Jose Guerrera, Garriga, Hunter Sullivan, Trey McCulloch, and a Bo Daigle, Daigle. Detective, is that you, Trey McCulloch? That is.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, we're not.
This is a subject of a pretrial motion that
Yeah.
decided.
I've already granted. I've denied.
And I wanted to proffer it for the record, Your Honor.
We're
That's
not-
all I'm doing.
And we're not going to put him under oath and have him testify about a confidential situation while we've got cameras.
I don't know if it's confidential. It's a pending litigation.
Okay, but if we're going to get into whatever the pending litigation is, then it is confidential. So, listen, I've ruled on the motion.
Well, but I'd like to make it part of the record of what the court is excluding from the testimony. The jury's not present.
Your Honor, in the defendant's motion that was filed, the entirety of those suits that were mentioned on the motions that the court ruled on were also included in the documents that were filed. They are formally a part of the record, the filings themselves.
I agree. There's no need to proffer.
I'm not allowed to get into it.
No, you're
All right.
not. So the record's preserved. Okay,
All right.
you've preserved it.
Note my objection to not being allowed to question the detective under the circumstances of the pending lawsuit.
Duly noted.
Thank you.
Okay, you can actually leave. All right. Okay, so who's gonna? Yep.
I'm waiting for your Honor.
Who's first up tomorrow?
Detective Griffin tomorrow, and the defense still has an outstanding objection to that witness. So the court like to address those.
Well, can you give me the just a general overview?
Alice, it sounds like there is a pending lawsuit that Davion Murphy has, and he was trying to read it into the record. The judge has already ruled on it, and he wants to ask the detective about the lawsuit. And she's like, no, we've already ruled on that. That's not coming into this courtroom in front of the jury. So he said he wanted to submit a proffer so that he could, a proffer for the record. She's like, baby, you're not doing all of that. You're not going to be doing all of that. Now I want to see the lawsuit. I want to see the lawsuit. And I'm going to say this again about my girl, Judge Cisco. I think Judge Cisco is giving the same vibes that she gave the last trial. She does not discriminate, okay? Young, old, black, white, purple, green, yellow. Don't come in her courtroom with that BS. She does not discriminate. I like Judge Cisco. She's one of the few lawyers, in my opinion, judges. She gonna handle their courtroom. I like Judge Cisco though. We're not beefing. We don't have really any issues. We don't have issues. Judge Cisco and I, we're good to go. Yeah, it's already a part of the record. But I just honestly, again, I think the attorneys they're trying to reach for anything at this point because their clients didn't leave them much. They didn't leave them with much room to wiggle in. Oh yeah, Erin, she did put it in the chat. I saved it from my phone. A second. Y'all, Alice sent it to me, so I'm going to go save it. I've saved the link, but she saved 2 links on there. I have to save the second one. Erin put it in the chat. But for us, I like Judge Cisco. I just think a lot of emotions were high last trial, but I do think she tries to be fair. But even in this trial, she'll stop Gonzalez. Hey, ask and answer, okay? She'll stop Gonzalez. She'll stop all of the attorneys. I don't think she really cares, particularly who you are, how popular you are. It is what it is. This is my courtroom, and this is how I like things to be. I think that. Y'all, we finished right before. I thought we were gonna be done about 1. So we are done before that. Tomorrow, does court start on time in the morning, y'all? Does anyone know if court's starting on time or are they doing 12 again? I don't even know if they did 12 today. I had to finish, but I'm caught up so I can actually start day 9 and probably make it to lunch. It starts at 9 in the morning. So if it starts at 9 in the morning, okay, I'm caught up. So I'll set the stream. Is it 10 or 9? Don't be messy, white people in here. Is it 9 or 10? Wait a minute, it's more?
You know what the objections are?
Yes, Your Honor. As it relates to defendant Sean Gathright's, the recording of him in the interview room, the defense still has an objection. They're seeking, I believe, to admit another portion of that.
No, we're seeking to exclude it altogether, but if it
Oh.
is permitted, there needs to be another portion played to establish why he's trying to take off an anchor bracelet.
Why
So
would he?
There's 2 issues with it.
Sure.
So, number one, I think the state's trying to admit it based on a speculation that Mr. Gathright is allegedly trying to escape because he's in the interview for 3 hours and pushes on the ceiling time. But a bigger problem, number one, is it's fancy. I had to move. I couldn't hear from over there. But the other problem is right before he does that, he rips off an ankle bracelet. He's wearing the ankle bracelet because of the drugs that are found in the car during the traffic stop. Of course, the jury does not hear that.
Right.
So that's problematic. But then shortly before that happens, which is not in the clip that's in evidence, but shortly before that's an exhibit rather, shortly before that happens, he's telling the detectives this thing keeps beeping. Basically, the battery's running low, and he's asking, "Can you take it off?" Because it keeps beeping. They say,
I mean, I don't know what he's about to say, but how does any of this equate to this man just wanting to take an ankle bracelet off? He can't take it off.
"You can't get it taken off till you get to the jail." So
Steve, why would you seek to introduce the fact he's got the ankle bracelet?
2 points of clarification, Your Honor. The jury has heard that the defendant was arrested after the traffic stop that occurred in Duval County, where the gold 4Runner was searched based on items located in the vehicle. That door was opened on cross-examination by defense and confirmed on redirect of that witness. So the jury was aware that he was arrested on that date. The defendant makes a statement an hour before ripping off his ankle monitor and attempting to get through the ceiling tiles that says the monitor is beeping. The defendant, in the minutes before ripping his ankle monitor off, is screaming, punching the walls, and saying, "Let me out!" After the arrest warrant for his arrest for the homicide has been secured. So the state's seeking to introduce this 3-minute clip as consciousness of guilt evidence in this particular case. The references to would need to include what happened over an hour before, absent additional statements by the defendant and additional actions in between that intervening time. I would defer to the court on whether the court wants that few minutes where he indicates that, but certainly his actions of actively being on a monitor, physically ripping that device off and then attempting to get through the ceiling tiles are relevant consciousness of guilt evidence while he's in an interview room.
Okay. So I probably need to take a look at it to see.
Yes, Your Honor.
Trying to get up through the ceiling tiles, that to me would go to potentially consciousness of guilt. And again, it would probably go to weight versus admissibility. The ankle monitor is a little trickier because even though the testimony before the jury that I recall said he was arrested, he didn't say what he was arrested for. It didn't say if he was released. So the ankle monitor is a bit more problematic. Okay. So I would really need to see the context, but I start out, so my baseline is problematic.
and Your Honor, I would have as well, if the court finds that the ceiling top part is admissible, I would ask that, and I guess I'll separately move in limine, that if the detective can potentially testify that the ceiling top has been pushed up, but not to say it's an attempt to escape, that would be.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, he can just describe, or you can just show what happened, right? You're going to show the jury.
Baby, let me tell. I know this lawyer tells his wife, this one client that I have, I don't know what I'm going to do. This boy was trying to escape from the jail, pull his ankle monitor off. That boy may be challenged in some kind of way. What
happened, right?
Correct, Your Honor. Publishing the video, essentially.
Yeah, so I don't know that we need the detective to opine as to what the intent was of Sean Gathright. That's what you all are going to argue at some point before the jury, right?
And I'm not suggesting it's admissible for that purpose. But
I understand. But if I say it comes in, then
Yeah, I
you don't
think
need the
it's
detective
set up
opining as
from
to Mr. Gathwright's state of mind. The evidence speaks for itself, and the jury can draw whatever conclusion they want. Okay, so I need to see the video. So be here at 8:55 and have the video teed up so I can look at it.
Yes, Your Honor.
But
just trying to ascertain how long that is at the present moment. It looks like 3 minutes. Yes, Judge.
the ankle monitor is an issue. Okay,
Yes, Your Honor.
okay, see you guys tomorrow.
We only have 3 witnesses left. I would like.
Y'all think we are done? I'm caught up. I'm caught up. Yeah, I already put the link up. I'll be on at 9 in the morning because I'll actually be caught up with court. We'll actually be live. So that's gonna be amazing. But yes, we did speed it up because Gonzalez likes to take these Baptist preacher breaks when he's speaking. So it is sped up. 3 witnesses left. So yeah, they may rest tomorrow. The state may rest tomorrow. Wow, that is crazy. And then someone said that the closing statements will be on Thursday. Oh God, this is too much. I have a 7-hour drive to Orlando on Friday. If that verdict comes, y'all better be texting me because I don't care if I have to make Mariah hold that phone. I am going to be live. I will not be missing this verdict. I have to see the listen. I'm gonna be in there. I'm gonna have to pull over and have to I'm gonna have to go ahead and take my laptop. I have to take my laptop because I do believe we may get a verdict on Friday. I think we're gonna get a verdict on Friday. So yeah. Good night, everybody. I will see you all in the morning. 9 o'clock sharp. I already saw y'all little messages. Don't be late. I won't be late. I'll be up on time. I'm not on like my own time. You know, we got to start with court. So I'll be on my own time. But I will see you all tomorrow. Lexi said the plan is the arrest tomorrow, closings on Thursday. The jury will get instructions and the case on Friday. Wow. Mariah will have no choice. Okay? 9 o'clock in the morning. I will see you all. Thank you so much. Thank you to Cats Live. Thank you all for coming to chill with us tonight. Thank you, Kat. Thank you everyone for joining, for the super chats, for liking the live, for sending for becoming members today. I appreciate it, and I will see you all in the morning. Bye, everyone.